Then. Okay. See if this robot still works. Hello.
Queued one track.
Interesting. Why does this keep happening?
Did the bot break again?
No, because
I
it
mean,
queued the track up.
the alias Atlas, the alias is still there.
Yeah.
So
So, like, it says that it's playing it, but it's not playing it. Let me try a couple others. All right, let me reboot the bot real quick. I hate this goddamn thing. I might have to just look for another solution to music.
Yeah, we all just make a YouTube playlist.
Well, I think you can DJ Spotify in these chats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to look into that.
I mean, didn't you have that too, Alex?
What?
There it goes. Okay. Okay.
there it is.
When last we left you, Blue Hearts, you embarked on your first steps in the search for the Avatar Stones. Having learned that Goff's niece Karya was on a trip to visit her uncle, your group bid farewell to Orda Newell and made haste for the crossroads. After meeting up with the young Goliath, you discovered that she came bearing gifts. An ancient journal belonging to Eglig Cragbreaker, as well as a strange hexagonal coin that Goff immediately recognized as the key to the prophetic door you had found so long ago. You swiftly traveled up the pilgrim's path to the ancient door, and with the key in place, the ancient edifice finally opened. Beyond the door, you were greeted by a pair of familiar faces, the elderly turtle woman Kauta and the sorcerer Esmond. Emerging from the opposite end of the long tunnel, you realized that you were no longer in the material plane. Instead, you were in Elysium, a land of pure good and the home of many deities of nature. Kauta and Esmond guided you along the river Oceanus and to the True Grove, Eldath's seat, where you had an audience with the Grove Mother. Eldath explained Goff's trial. He was to journey far within Eldath's domain to the Deep Grove. There, he and Korya would gaze within the Lake of Reflection and discover something about themselves. Along the way, they would face many tests. Continuing down the river, the Blue Heart's first stop was Woodhaven, a quaint town situated on an island within a forest lake. This domain was under the protection of one of Eldath's champions, Eglig Cragbreaker himself. The way down the river was blocked, and Eglig had the key, but would only relinquish it if Goff passed his test. So that is where we pick up, as you all settle into this nest of pillows on one side of the humble cathedral where Eglig makes his home. Your host brings out several plates of sweet fruits and well-cooked meats from the local wildlife, and he settles in alongside of you and encourages you all to start digging into the food. Between bites of food. Okay. Between bites of food, he eyes your group and he says, "So you've traveled far, and I know that you feel time is short, but I expect you have many questions." He just kind of continues eating while he looks at you expectantly.
Hold on, I have to post a GIF for Patrick. Because the way what he said. Yeah, literally, please click. It's for I'm sorry, I just Patrick said that I was like, okay, I have to post this. Anyway, what was the thing Egling said?
Basically, you've traveled far. He expects you to have many questions.
Oh boy.
If you... I'm sorry. I'm not gonna goof.
It's hard to remember what I have said and haven't said from the last session. What?
Eglig looks over at you and he says, I'm afraid not.
They don't have a single chair?
Verna's
I
stuck
could
at
have-
the college door.
I could have one of the village folk bring you one from their home, I suppose.
Verna's in a...
Seglig wearing a shirt with like the pineapple with the song on it. No,
No,
that's just
why?
because I've just been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What was the one that it's like? What was the one that said slut on it?
That
It's
was
the
the one with the pineapple.
Was it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Verna's in a fucking college dorm right now with only beanbag chairs.
What about those
Um,
like inflatable cushion? No.
She can't sit up rigidly like this.
I don't know if this is okay if I do this because I
Go
need to
on.
like think about. Sorry, I'm tired and I've been having rough anxiety lately, so I'm just like my brain's not fully clear.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have any. I can't remember any questions I planned to ask Eggleg that were significant.
Okay.
I. Why don't I'll say this? Maybe. But I think there's someone here who may have some questions for you sooner than I, and I will gesture to Korea.
Korea is trying to shrink as much as possible into the cushions.
Everyone's doing the Homer Simpson gift.
Yeah, she's having like she's very sheepish right now, and just kind of
Oh,
like stuffing food in her mouth.
or not.
I suspect she does have questions, but I'll allow her to come to them in her own time. Isn't that right, dear?
And he smiles warmly over at Corey, and Corey just sort of like nods a little
What?
awkwardly.
What did we talk about when we got here? Because it was a week
Um,
ago. And I can't remember.
Not
Did we
a
talk about
whole lot.
anything?
Not a whole lot. No, like he basically said he has the key to allow you to go further down the river, but he would want you to pass a test first to prove your worthiness.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I didn't prepare anything. I didn't know what he was
I
going
mean,
to ask.
if you
me.
don't have any questions, you don't have any questions. I just figured, like, if you want to chill out and hang out with Egglig a little bit and talk with him, then you'd have the opportunity.
So is this this test that they're taking? Is this something they take together alone, or are we going to be helping?
The champion is nothing without his allies and his friends, so you will all be participating and
Okay.
assisting in any way that you can. But ultimately, it is the champion that must succeed in this endeavor.
That's you, Goff. That's you, Goff.
Thanks.
I give him a thumbs up, and I'm like, what kind of foods are there?
There's a lot of fresh, sweet fruits. There's
Is there like a
a-
cantaloupe?
sure.
I want a cantaloupe.
There's a lot of kind of smoked meats, venison, chicken, that kind of thing. Verna, he looks towards you and he says,
It will be. Well, I can go into the details after we are finished eating and recuperating, but it will be something that tests the champion's faith and his adherence to Eldath's tenets.
Well, if that's all, it'll all be fine, right, Goff? You're the most rigidly believing person I know.
I rigidly believe in eggs.
We all know that, Moito.
I elbow Goff.
Uh, um, I'm sorry. I'm having the worst cloud brain today.
You're fine. Take your time.
Uh, so, what led to this place? How did this come about?
Woodhaven.
Yes.
Oh, it's just a number of the places within Eldath's domain, the protectorates. A number of, as you venture deeper within her domain, I think you will find many of the regions are under the protection of various former champions of Eldath. such as myself. It is not necessarily, I wouldn't think of it much as a reward, necessarily a continuation of our duty.
I see. And you've been here thousands of years, you said.
Well, since I separated my head from my shoulders.
Yikes.
I occasionally make an appearance within the tombs of our ancestors when individuals such as yourselves call, but otherwise I'm content to wander among the trees here and fish among the docks.
Do you ever
Sounds
get bored?
pleasant.
Oh, I wouldn't say so. It's a life of peace. An existence that is a simple one, but I wouldn't ask for anything more.
Just
After
stuffs her
the-
face stuffs her face with more food.
After the ordeals that I struggled with on my time on the material plane, it's quite a relief.
It does seem quite beautiful.
You will find many beautiful sights and wonders across this domain, I think, across Elysium.
Well, until today, I only read about it. It is much more than I could have pictured. I definitely didn't think I would be kneeling before the Grove Mother herself today.
Oh. The goddess of peace is full of surprises.
You can say
Oh.
that again.
Elysium is a place of pure good, a realm that just pervades light and warmth. You feel it everywhere. Any place that you walk, the food revitalizes you, the air invigorates. It's always peaceful, always temperate.
I have dozed off here more than I usually do.
I suspect that's likely because you needed it. I can't imagine the trials that you face on the material plane.
Which one?
Mm.
A fair point.
It is inexplicable what it's like to be here. Knowing what darkness that we have been through. It is a shame it is only temporary.
That
And
is a
now?
shame.
We are far from done.
Yes. I imagine that you feel that time is short and that you have work to do, but I would encourage you to find what respite you can here and even in your daily lives. To focus only on your objectives and on your duties is, well, it can become overwhelming.
I have struggled with taking time, but I'm trying.
He just kind of continues, like occasionally grabbing a few like strawberries and like shoving them into his mouth, and
He says, so, the trial that you'll face should be a fairly simple one. So, I'll, once you're ready, let me know. We can begin.
Is the trial going to like kill us or something? If we
No,
fail?
I would certainly hope not.
I think that's why I'm here.
Well, not that we die or anything, but just a question worth asking.
I think that were we to provide deadly challenges, that the Grove Mother, the goddess of peace, wouldn't be quite unhappy with that.
That is fair.
Wait, she would be unhappy or would not be unhappy?
she would be unhappy.
Oh, I think you used a double negative and I got confused.
No,
Okay.
I said she would be unhappy.
Oh.
I mean,
I think you said wouldn't, sorry.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that is fair. I don't think.
Nothing in this realm should harm you. This is a realm of peace and goodness. The people here have
Ah.
calmness in their hearts and no ill
Forgive
will.
us. I think it is hard to grasp such a concept. We have not often been met with obstacles which were not explicitly trying to end our lives.
Yeah, we're used to everything trying to kill us.
Mm-hmm. Especially recently.
Well, even if there was something here that sought ill, you are within the domains of the other champions, those who will protect these realms.
Yeah, he said, what did he say about the other champions?
There are those who would protect these realms.
He said if we're near them that we will.
You are within the domain of
within the. Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed the first part, so I didn't have context for why he was saying that. Well, I think if we are not to be returning here, I think before we go, we should ask whatever questions we need. I look at Karia, since we will likely be not returning anytime soon.
Yeah, okay. And she kind of like swallows hard and like finishes the food that she's eating. And she looks over at Eglig and she says, so I've read a lot about you, and I guess I'm just trying to figure out what to do about the Isles. And people have lost so much there and so much faith ever since Umberlee abandoned us, and I know that the Isles used to have a more to it, more a wider pantheon, more belief, but I don't know how to bring that back, or if I even should. And Alex seems to ruminate on that a little bit. He says,
Well, I will say this. That is ultimately a decision that everyone must come to make of their own free will. That is the pact that was made between the gods and the people of the material planes, that they would be granted freedom. No one is forcing this on them. Umberlee tried to force her will upon the Isles, and we saw how that turned out. So, perhaps you should merely open the door and let people decide for themselves. As much as I would love to see the Grove Mother's faith blossom, it's not my call to make. Nor is it yours.
Corey kind of looks a little thoughtful at this. And she says, there are a lot of people who still follow Umberlee, a lot of people who could be harmful, could mean ill. And she looks over at you, Goff, and says, like my other uncle. Do we...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, continue. What were you going to say?
Does Artor is steadfast in this then?
I don't mean Artor.
Oh, sorry. well, I mean, Orn?
Yeah.
Orn is locked away.
But is that right?
Is
I
it
know he
right?
did so many terrible things, but...
Wait,
doesn't
am I
he-
here for this?
Yeah.
We're all here.
Okay.
I know that he did horrible, horrible things, hurt and killed so many, but doesn't your goddess teach forgiveness?
Forgiveness?
To be forgiven, you have to be penitent.
Is
I'm not
he?
necessarily convinced he is.
I Eldath and her teachings, the essence she carries and channels through me, is very human. Not the humans, but it is a humanity within us. It is understanding. And humans are mortals, the people of this world, humans, elves, dwarves. All of those are complicated. It's not necessarily that Eldath says we must forgive. We must try to understand. She does not see, as a fellow follower of her, you may correct me if I am wrong, if I have been wrong. I'm talking to Eglig
Mm-hmm.
when I say that. But it is not the gentleness and the serenity of the world must be maintained. And sometimes that means that you must act swiftly and with sometimes aggressive precision.
You aren't entirely wrong.
I don't forgive Orn for what he has done. But it is not my place to say he must die or be jailed necessarily, but he was causing harm, and he has caused great harm. Looking at Mido,
Mido looks away.
and he needed to be stopped. If I believe it was through Eldath's influence that I did not strike him down in that moment, but it was not an act of forgiveness. It's hard. It's complicated. It's hard to fully explain. It's just the goal was to bring end to the harm and the chaos he caused, and that was the main goal. What happens to him as a result was not necessarily the most important part.
She's kind of like looking down at the ground a little bit, a little sullen. Eglig looks to you, Goff, and says,
You have the right of it. Our goddess teaches compassion, nonviolence. She doesn't mandate forgiveness, but she does require understanding and providing an opportunity to make amends. I know not what this uncle of hers did, but it sounds like you had to make some difficult decisions.
Yes.
I'll tell you what he did. Among other towns, he pillaged and burned mine nearly to the ground and killed almost everyone, including my wife.
Coria looks up suddenly at you, because she'd never heard that before. She did not know that. I'm sorry. I didn't. And she kind of like looks away.
I never blamed you.
The Wave Mother asks of much violence and blood spilling. And Orn, through his he sought true freedom, to follow his heart, his wanderlust. He wanted to not be barred down, and through following the Wave Mother being a primary one of her contributors and donators, he was able to achieve that life. He was likely the most, at least in our time, the most significant one of her contributors to the offerings that she sought. And she did not seem to hesitate giving him her blessing when we sought to stop him.
It's a little more complicated than that. I traveled with him for years when I was young. He's done some bad things, I won't deny that, but he's not a total monster. He definitely has things that he has to atone for.
I know he's not a
And
total
what do you
monster.
suggest?
I don't know, I'd like to talk with him at some point. When we get back.
Yes. I am aware that Orn is not a total monster, but as you said, it's complicated. I mean, Orn is the reason I was freed from long ago when I fled torture dealt unto me by Jarok and Artor, and even Orn himself at times, at my father's behest. Orn was the one who unchained my shackles and told me to take my future.
You know, when he realized you were alive, when he realized you were on that ship, he was elated. He was happier than I'd ever seen him in a long time. I don't think you understood just how much respect he had for you. He really thought you would see his side and join him. But I can understand why you didn't.
Yeah, I don't have an easy answer for this situation. Orn gave me my first chance at freedom from the life that tore me to pieces. But after that, what I owed to him, what he gave to me, that was it. Well, that's not necessarily true. He did spare our lives a second time. But perhaps it is hard to understand. Despite what Orn gave me and gave us, chances to survive, to make our own decisions, and even though he did so with the expectation that, and the hope that I would come to help him, to help him follow that path would go against everything that I had followed up to that point.
I guess you're right. I just think he just had a difference of opinion. He followed Umberlee, and Umberlee said we had to protect the Isles from outsiders, and
Protect?
yeah. I don't know what he did before. I was young when that happened.
I just want to say, Midas, she's showing an incredible amount of restraint right now. She's just fuming, but
Goff
she's...
will just put his hand gently on Mido's forearm. Just kind of rest it there.
I'm sorry.
I-
I'll s-
My
leave it
relationship
alone.
with your uncle is very complicated. There is some that I owe him, but I could not forsake the future of the islands and my creed, that which I follow, to pay him back for what he has done. It is not that simple. It is not a matter of trade or owing favors. It was something that I knew that if Owen were to continue in his position, that what we sought to do would not be possible. It would be much more difficult. And I will admit I have no strong love for my brothers. So perhaps it was an easier choice for me to make than it might be for another. I spent a very, very harsh childhood with them. And when I left, that is when my life, this is when I became who I am. I am sorry, Coria, that I could not have been kinder to your uncle.
You were kind enough. He deserved
Do
a lot
not-
worse than what happened to him.
Do not direct that at me, direct it at Ido. I gave her the choice. It was hers to make more than mine.
She kind of looks over toward you, Milo, and then just looks down at the ground and just whispers, "Thank you."
Hmm. I don't know if my microphone picked that up, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay. I never know.
But that all being said, I understand that even when someone does something wrong, terrible, if you have history with them or love for them from the past, it's not so easy to denounce them immediately or outright. And I know it is hard to, even knowing what one has done, it's hard to fully let that go. So when all of this is through, we are not far. Rather, we did not enter this realm far from Arcadia. I believe it would not be impossible to go visit him for your sake.
I think he
I'm
has
sure
a lot to answer for.
he does, but he also should rather. I think he would bring it would be. He would like to see his niece again,
Yeah.
even if she is there to berate him, slap him across the face a little, if they would let you. Goff kind of chuckles a little bit. But they probably won't. I have not visited him in some time, so give him perhaps an undeserved, but regardless, we'll give him some solace in his confinement.
Guess that's all I can ask for. Eglig kind of looks toward the rest of you and smiles a bit, and he says, "What's that? Was that a scream?"
No,
It's the
that was
dog.
the dog.
Oh, it did kind of sound like a person screaming.
Someone's just Wilhelm screaming in the background.
Oh,
No
shit.
big deal.
Holy shit. He says, "Well, I would keep an eye open to understanding. We never know what plans the deities have for us."
That is true.
Perhaps your uncle will have a chance to atone yet for all of his misdeeds.
Perhaps you can tell him what you want to do. Karia, when you visit him, you can tell him what you're trying to do for the islands, and maybe he won't think. Maybe he, despite what he has done, what he has sought to do, maybe he will still think that what you are doing is good. I mean, I know it is good, but
I hope
maybe
so.
even he will be swayed.
I
I
hope
know
so.
that I know that Orn is not wanting for compassion. It is a matter of just where it is placed.
You see at this point that Eggleg is finishing up his meal, sort of wiping his mouth a little bit.
Well, is everyone well rested, full bellies?
I think so.
I'm good to go.
Well, when you're ready,
And he looks toward you, Goff.
we can begin.
I suppose we. If there's not anything else we need to do here.
Come on, let's do it.
Sorry, I'm just nervous.
Remember the goddess's tenets, and you will succeed.
Oh wait, we didn't. Shit.
What?
Never mind. Nothing. Never mind. All right. Well, I suppose that whenever everyone else here is ready, we can take our first step.
You see Eggleg at this point stand up and start making his way over to the tree in the center of the cathedral. He sort of is humming to himself a little bit. And then he stops there and he's just sort of waiting for everyone else to be ready.
Sissel shoves another pomegranate in her pocket. Gets
I'll get ready to go.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a power.
Scared me. Sorry.
So he stands next to the tree, waiting as you all make your way over there and sort of like congregate, basically.
Yeah.
Once you do, he kind of smiles warmly at all of you again. And he says,
Very well, champion. Your trial will begin. You seek the key that will unlock the river to lead you further down Oceanus to your next destination. I have that key.
and you see him pull his hand from behind him, and he opens it, and you see what looks to be a very large, almost like a skeleton key. It's sort of glowing faintly with this divine magics, and he says,
Your trial, as silly as it may sound, is to obtain this key. And I'm hoping that in the process of your trial you will understand its true nature. But it will not make it easy.
and you see him kind of flick his wrist, and the key starts to elevate, and you see it sprout these like dragonfly wings and start fluttering there in the
What
air.
is this Harry Potter shit?
Harry Potter's a ripoff, okay?
Yeah.
He points with his other hand toward the open doorway of the cathedral, toward what you can see clearly is a direct sight line toward the clock tower in the middle of the village.
And he says, You have until the clock strikes noontime to obtain the key. If you do, you will pass this trial and you will move onward. And hopefully in the process you will discover the true nature of this test.
And you look at the clock tower now. It's about 15 minutes from now.
Okay, so the key's just floating above him? Like, where is it?
It's fluttering in his hand.
Oh,
and
okay.
he says-
Your time starts now.
and he snaps his finger, and the dragonfly key just zips off at a rapid speed right out the door.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go!
And they'll just start running, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay. This key flies off out the cathedral door. It's going at a clip of probably about, as it darts out over the skyline of this small village. It's going at a clip of probably about 60 feet around. It's zipping along. What do you wish to do?
Where's it going?
It's just heading toward the center of the village. So let's see if I can kind of draw this out a little bit. So, there's not a lot of places to draw because there's a million fucking
Yeah,
things.
I was wondering about that.
Shit.
Egg.
So drawing a kind of a rough estimate of this island. It's sort of like an oblong island. The cathedral is at the very top on a hill that overlooks everything else. There's a clock tower in the center of town. There's just a number of fields. Just a number of little houses, just kind of dotted all over the landscape, basically, creating these narrow passageways and alleyways. And the key is just zipping on toward this direction, toward the clusters of houses.
Okay, hold on.
The way we'll handle this is that it'll be a general turn order in the sense of we'll operate in rounds, where the key will do one thing and then each of you one thing, but there won't be a specific turn order unless you wish to coordinate your moves in some way.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm trying to remind myself of what spells I have ready.
I'm gonna cast haste on Goff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Is the key at ground level? Is it grabbable or is it up in the air?
It's up in the air. It's probably a good 30 feet up in the air at this point. It is zipping up in a diagonal
If I
over the housing.
okay.
I'm gonna cast
Sorry.
Fly on Goff.
Oh. Okay.
If you're
Does haste
hasted
wo-
and can fly, I think you might have 120 movement
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
What is fly? Is fly 50 or
It's
60 feet?
for a round.
Okay, so you're actually
Goff
yeah,
is
you
so
have
fast.
120, so you're actually faster
Go
than
catch the golden snitch, Goff.
Goff is kind of looking around, trying to figure out what to do.
And
then you guys
Sprender's
just
just
do-
quietly casting spells on him.
Yeah.
And then he starts moving a little bit faster, and then he starts floating off the ground.
Yeah, Cecil
And-
just slaps him and just it's like, nope, you're flying now.
All right.
Go.
Okay. I guess I'll take advantage of this, and I'll. All right, and I'll try and fly after it.
Okay.
go.
With your haste and your flight, you quickly close the distance. So I'll say that. Let me get a little dot on the screen just to kind of indicate where this thing is going to be at any given time. That's not a good dot. I wanted to use a different. Okay,
Maybe make the dot a different color.
that's what I'm saying.
Just see this big man rocketing through the sky.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So it's zipped on along over the rooftops here. You get within range of it very quickly. As you get within range, I want you to make a dexterity check to try to snatch
Yeah,
it.
of course it is. Of course it's a fucking dexterity check. Why can't it be wisdom?
Okay, so we've already.
Oh my god!
Was it a
Isn't
natural?
that 20?
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's
I'm
literally
running.
the highest number I can roll in the dexterity check. 20. I don't have a modifier. So
Okay.
even though it's a check,
Um,
even though it's a 20, I don't have any bonus. So that's literally the highest I can roll.
Right,
If
so
I
you
can't grab it with this, then
grab
there's
it.
something I gotta do something else.
And you grab it, and you're big
Oh.
ol'. So you have
Talk
this
about
key in
it.
your hand now.
Test over.
I don't
Make
think
a
it's
perception
over.
check.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way it's that easy because I'm supposed to learn. There's supposed to be a lesson here. I'm not. I actually haven't figured out what the lesson is.
The
yet.
lesson is to be very fast.
The lesson is
What was it?
lesson-
Perception.
Perception.
23.
23. As you gaze around, like you grab this thing, holding it
Goth is surprised he grabbed it.
steadily in your palm, with your hand clenched around it, and then you just hear this sound. And as you look around, you see 3 more keys, and they all dart in opposite directions.
Did I see that multiple keys when I grabbed it initially?
No, you did not. And now that you open your hand, you see that the key that was in your hand has crumbled to dust.
Wow, way to make a natural 20 meaningless. Thanks.
Hey, you
I mean, it wasn't
succeeded. You
useless.
succeeded
You
in
got it.
grabbing the
And you
key.
triggered the next stage of it.
Oh.
So now,
Shit.
let me. So what are the rest of you doing? You still have Ellen, Verna, and Mido who haven't done
Can I-
anything with this
Can
turn.
I say or do anything at the end of my turn to
Yes.
imply that there's
The free
multiple
action.
keys?
Mhm.
How far away are they? Is everyone from me?
So let me get some different colored dots.
Like, are they within like me, like to yell and tell them what's going on, or are they
you
too
mean
far
your
away?
companions? Yeah, I'd say that. Well, I'd
How
say
quickly
the
I
earrings.
grabbed it.
you have the earrings, so the earring will work. But you are like at this point probably like over 100 feet away from them, so shouting is probably not going to be the greatest. Just getting different colors for these fucking things.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna say into the earring. I'll be like, as I open my hand, it crumbles. I'm gonna be like, it's split. There's 3 into the earring, and then I'll just end that by saying, I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need more than just myself. I need you out here.
wow.
Well, I can only haste one person, so do what you can while you have it.
I'll try to follow
Go
one of
after
them.
one. Go after one that's in the opposite direction to us.
Can I try
Okay.
and go for one of the other ones then?
Yes, you may. If you're running across the ground with just your regular speed, you're probably not going to get too far. So unless there's anything you wish to do, like it's, so Goff was able to basically go 120 feet in a round, so he just sped really fast. But you guys still have like regular 30-foot movement speed. Well, you have the wings, so. But yeah, what do you want to do? Like, I'd say the closest one to all of the rest of you right now, since you're basically outside the cathedral, is the green one. And that one is still a good 150 feet away.
I'm pretty fucking fast in the air, so I'm just gonna start darting towards one of the further
Okay.
ones.
So you'll be able to use your movement. You already used your action to cast Fly on Goff
Yeah.
this round. So that's just you'll get 60 feet. So you'll close 60 feet on it.
I will move, but instead of going after one, I'm gonna try to position, like judge where they're going and try to position where I can place myself, and, like to kind of cut off a path to try and force one towards Goff or Sissler, someone who's faster, because I'm.
Okay.
Ellen has 40 feet of movement speed.
If that could just like I don't know, add a bonus to someone else.
Yeah. So how are you trying to do it? You're just gonna try to like
Yeah,
run
try
toward
and like cut it off to where like if it keeps flying in whatever direction it is, it'll probably go towards me just to like divert where it's.
it? Okay. Well, they're all flying in opposite directions at this point. So
Okay.
you, with your movement speed, I think you're only like 25 feet, so you don't get
Yeah.
super far.
I'm
Which
trying my
one's the
best.
cathedral? Is it here?
That's the cathedral up here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where you are right now. Goff is basically right here. Like if you want to put like little X's on the map for all of yourselves that you can move around this little
Yeah.
weird map that I've made, that might make it a little bit easier to visualize. I'll let you all handle that.
Just
Oh,
take
I-
it all.
I figured since Scott was already flying this way, he'd be going after this one, the yellow one.
Okay. They're all flying.
I know, but like he was already going south, so that one seems to be going south as well. So it's just continuation of the direction he was
Sure.
going.
What's Verna doing?
like go over here, I guess. So I'm trying to like head the orange one off.
Okay. So I'd say with your 25-foot movement speed, you're only going to get to about here. Like, this is a much larger map.
Like over here.
Yeah, like basically here-ish.
Okay.
Goff is here, because he went 120 feet. So with 25 feet of movement, you'll basically be like right here-ish.
Okay.
Like,
Helen has 40 feet of movement and 2 dashes. So she can catch up to Goff, right?
Yeah.
Just... Oh my god. I can't.
You made your
I'm
eat
kind of-
tiny.
I'm too tiny.
Type it in 22.
22.
So yeah, which one is Goff headed towards? The orange one?
I think he's heading toward yellow. Know your enemy. What does that do again? Know your enemy. You spend 1 minute observing or interacting with a creature outside combat, and you learn something about them. You learn 2 characteristics of your choice: strength, one of their scores, or armor class, or current hit points, or class levels. Okay, cool. So that's going to take a while as you're kind of like scanning. I'll say you'll probably get more than that just because this is sort of a unique situation. It's not exactly like an enemy combatant or anything. But when that moment occurs, we'll figure it out. Okay. So with that done, you see the 3 keys beginning to dive down toward the village. The yellow and orange ones start ducking and weaving through the narrow alleyways. The green one starts flitting out about through the livestock on the fields. What are you all doing?
I'll keep chasing the yellow one.
Okay.
I mean, I won't go low enough if I'm going to be colliding with people, but I'm gonna tail it, and maybe I'll be above enough that I'm not going to collide with anyone.
Okay. As it dives down within the alleyways and like the narrow streets down below the village, I need you to make a perception check just to keep track of it, because it's a small object and it is now kind of like
24.
24. Perfect. You're able to keep a close beat on this thing as it starts ducking and weaving through the various alleyways and flitting under people's legs and over their shoulders and stuff. You're just going to keep trying to keep a beat on it. Are you hovering above or below? Like, there's people down in the streets.
I
below,
mean, I
so
want to. If there was a moment where I'd have an opening where I wouldn't run into anything, I would try to go for it. But I don't know how close I am to it.
It's fairly difficult. There's a lot of people out down on the streets. So
I guess I'll just.
Unless you want to try, like, you can make a dexterity check if you want to try to like thread the needle and grab it while it's flitting in and out of people's.
If I had to choose between using going for it to grab or using a spell, would I have to like do one or the other? Could I do
Yeah.
both?
It would be one or the other.
I don't really have a lot of spells that are good for a situation like this. Can't use hold person on a key. So
Fortunately.
that would usually be what I would do to catch somebody. Oh. Let me read this really quick. What a funny story, Mark. I don't know why I started laughing like Tommy Wiseau there.
That was weird.
I'm gonna. So you just. I'm gonna keep this up. You tell me when I have enough space, not hit anybody.
Okay.
Try and corner this thing. If I'm an opening, a break in the crowd, or
I'd say
a
not
place
this
where
round.
Sure, that's fine. Just as long once I get to a point where I have a moment where there's some space where I can work with it.
Okay. Yeah,
and
not this round.
cut it off. Yeah, just tell me when I have space, and then I'll do my thing. I know what I want to do.
Cool.
But otherwise, I'm gonna use my movement and my dash, whatever, to be right on top of it, but like basically above it, but close.
You have more than enough movement speed to keep up with this thing.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be right up on it so that it just can't get out of my sight. But otherwise, I'm gonna
With
wait
your
until you. Yeah.
If you're using movement and action, you basically have 240 movement a turn, which is like almost twice as much as this thing can move. So
yeah. So you just tell me when I got an opening, and then I'll do it.
okay.
What I want to do. I know what I want to do next round or whatever.
Cool.
Whatever round you say.
Yep. So I'll say that you keep right on it. You don't lose sight of it. The rest of you, Sissel, you're the closest to the orange one. First of all, make a perception check to try to keep sight of it as it dives down.
Perception. Not something I'm good at, but something I'm willing to try.
Did Verna learn anything by studying the key?
It takes a minute for.
Oh, it takes a minute
Oh,
to do that.
Okay, that's better than
So
I thought it would be.
that's perfect. You
Can
do.
I want to do something.
I know we're gonna go through everybody, but Sissel's the
Okay.
closest to the one key. You didn't. I think you don't have a token on the board. You didn't put like a little.
She's
thing.
S.
Oh, I didn't. I
S.
don't. I got lost.
Mido.
No, Sissel is Mido. I meant Mido
Oh,
and
okay.
Vern. I don't think I've put one down. So Sissel, what do you want to do?
I'm going to continue after the key.
Okay. With your speed of 60, you're basically pacing it, but you're not gaining ground on it.
Well, shit. I'm going to try and dash.
Okay. Well, it
Actually,
is
wait,
also
no.
it is also dashing.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Like it's
Okay, I'm gonna do something different. I am going to. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. I'm gonna cast slow on the key.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So what's the DC? It's like 21 at this
It's
point, isn't
21,
it? Like
it's disgusting.
Wow. Oh, that's right, because you got the stone.
Yeah, look
It's
at
with
that. That's
the-
absolutely gross.
Holy shit. I don't even know if Mighty 9 ever reached that level.
No,
I
it's-
don't-
it's just-
I don't. Yep.
Scanlan's was 21. because
Was
he
it?
had a-
Okay.
He
Hold
had
on.
a magic item that added +2 to his DC
I
at
know.
level, like
Okay.
at
I meant
max
Vox
level.
Machina. I said the wrong group.
I
It's
don't
not
know. I
so much as his
remember
magic
that.
Alright.
item, it's just her disgusting.
So it doesn't have a wisdom modifier because it's an object.
Yeah.
So I rolled a natural 18, which is not going to be enough.
Oh.
So
it literally can't win. because it doesn't have a
your 40-foot cube does manage to land and hit a couple of civilians as well, so they're also
Oops.
going slow. But I mean, it's not harmful. It's just they're just suddenly moving in slow motion, and you see the key now is so. What is it? It's half speed now, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So the key, which literally is incapable of succeeding on this DC, is now moving at half speed. And I'm not even going to roll any new rerolls for that because it just can't succeed. So now that orange key is permanently at 30 feet away. And I don't think it can... Can it dash still?
I mean, it can dash. It's just half
Yeah,
speed.
it's just half speed. Okay. So now the orange key is going half speed. And that is your turn then? You're just kind of closing the distance
Yeah,
at this
I'm
point?
closing in on it.
Okay, so you can move yourself. I think at this point, the key is kind of like gone here with its new half speed, and you've kind of closed the distance because you're now going twice its speed.
Yeah. Burp.
Let's say Verna and Mido. What do you? Mido, you said you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I was gonna pull out my wings and try and go after one of them, but
There's the green one still.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Didn't you put on your wings last round, didn't you?
Oh wait. So.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't do anything last round.
Here's something.
Oh.
Here's
Yeah.
something. Slow is a concentration spell,
Yes.
and so is
Which means that fly
And
is.
so is
yeah.
fly.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Well, it'll
I'm not
definitely ruin
gonna-
my plan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't. You
I
declared it.
Yeah, I did. Oops.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So Goff.
Well, I mean,
Well,
find
you're
yourself
still
in
very
free fall now?
fast. Just on the ground.
You find yourself in free fall now. You're not that high up off the ground, but you are falling.
will I have a chance to react to that?
You will in next round.
I would say
it's not
that
like
if
some-
it's a dexterity thing, you might have advantage because of
Yes.
haste.
From the
Yeah, you might-
from to your right, distantly, you hear, "Oh no, I forgot."
How long have you been casting spells, Sizzle?
Okay, so Mido, you pull your wings out. You now have a flight speed of 50. Which one are you heading after?
I was gonna go to the green one, right? I think
Yes.
that's the one that's closest to me.
Mm-hmm. So with an action and dash, you can go about 100 feet. You won't be closing the distance on this thing. It's still kind of whizzing around. It's still a little faster than you, but not much faster than you.
Okay.
So
What if I action surge?
you can close the distance on it.
I'll do that then.
You could probably. So action will just give you an additional movement from the action, not from the movement. So you can go 150 feet
Yeah.
total, which means you can close the distance, but you won't be able to do anything else because you'll have used your action.
I can't even grab it.
No, because that would require an action.
The fuck? I can't even. Okay.
But you will.
Oh.
You'll be there.
Okay, but then the key's
to
gonna
grab it-
move.
To grab it next. I mean, to try to grab it next round.
Okay.
What's Verna doing? Okay, Verna. They don't have stairs. They're like kind of these quaint little log cabins. Really, they're not too tall. Just like little log cabins with stone chimneys. You can probably climb your way up, or parkour up, or do something to get up onto the rooftops if you want to. And they're close enough together that you could probably jump from one to the other. Okay, jumping grabbing the edge of roof, pulling yourself up. I want you to make an athletics check for me, please, to see if you can do it all in one go. Easy
Nice.
enough. You manage to just in one fluid movement, just hoist yourself up onto this nearest house. So you're on this house right now. So that leaves us Ellen and Huraith. What are you doing?
Ellen sees that Mido's going after the green. She's gonna. God. She's does she sort of see like Goff just like stop flying
Yep.
and start
Uh-huh.
like?
Yeah.
She's just gonna nod and say, "Okay." Hop on the broom, get high enough so she can get like a good strategic
Mhm.
view of everything. And she's just gonna go, "Okay, Goff. 50 meters to your 11 o'clock." And she's gonna start like guiding Goff like verbally.
As he's
I
plummeting.
don't think Goff would know what that
No,
means.
like she's not gonna be like she's like as
She's like
whenever-
Overwatch, basically, just like telling.
Yeah.
Okay,
she's gonna
so
start like strategic, like like not.
they'll make
right
a perception
now,
check so that you can keep an eye on the key.
obviously.
So I'd say like with like your height advantage, you'll be able to have a good point of everything.
Okay.
You'll be able to keep track of the keys and like kind of guide people where they are.
Yeah. That's good. 17 plus God. Where are my skills? Plus perception is plus 10, so 27.
27. Perfect. You have a good bead on the yellow key. I'd say with that, you'll also kind of like have a good idea of where the orange key is. The green key's kind
The
of like
green
out in the
key is, like-
open,
Yeah,
so you don't really
Is
need to like worry about that right now.
yeah, it's like in a field. That's like a field, right?
Yeah, it's a field. There's
Ish.
like a bunch of like cows and chickens and stuff that it's sort of darting
And
around.
Meadow's like already on top
Yeah,
of it, basically.
Renato's
so-
already on top of it. Harith, what do you want to do?
Well, I feel like everybody's kind of got them covered. I realize that Goff is a certain amount of feet away from me, so I'm just going to run as far as I can just to keep like up with him, because I don't.
So
know
are
if
you
he's
using your
right.
action and dash to?
Yeah, I'm just gonna dash like straight forward into the
Okay.
streets. I don't know how far I can get.
That's about as far as you can get. You only get 50 feet. So
That's-
Goff at this point is like over 200 feet away from you.
Well, how does haste work? If he gets out, does it
I think
persist?
it's-
No, it's
even
not a
if
range
he's-
thing. It's a persistent. Yeah. so you don't have to worry
Wow.
about that.
I feel like I can't really like cast anything on myself to improve my own mobility, so I'm just going to try to get into the middle of it and help
Well,
wherever I can. So I'm just gonna.
We'll see what happens on my next turn, and then maybe you can cast a spell yourself.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so the next
I knew it was gonna happen on my next turn. Now I have no idea what's gonna
at the
happen.
next round, the green key is kind of ricocheting around this field right now, kind of like zipping in and out of the legs of these various farm animals, kind of like
Mhm.
just going in and out. The yellow key actually shoots straight up and starts going up the side of the clock tower.
Oh, it goes up. God damn it! Never mind.
The-
I don't have any. I'm not getting this key anyway. Never mind.
The orange key is now
Fuck.
gets about that
So much
far,
for my cool fun plan that I had. Let me use one of my spells that I never get to use.
and that's what they do. So again, we'll go with Goff and Sissel. Goff, you are plummeting toward the ground. You are about to impact it. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
So
Does
excited to
haste-
do something fun.
Sorry.
No, it wouldn't have worked anyway. The key's direction ruined my plan. I can't do it. Even if I still could fly.
What'd you get on your dex save?
You have advantage on dex saves.
14.
14. So you do come skidding onto the ground. A bunch of people dive out of the way in order to avoid you. You do skid along the ground and tumble a little bit, but manage to catch yourself in the end. You do take, just from the impact, 6 points of bludgeoning damage. But what do you want to do now? You are now on the ground. You're still
It's going
hasted.
up the clock tower.
Yes, it's going up the clock tower. The
How
clock
high
tower-
up is it?
The clock tower is about, so it's gone straight up, so it went like 120 feet up. It dashed. The clock tower itself is probably about 150 feet tall. It's also got like a internal staircase.
Uh, when I'm hasted, I move at twice my movement speed, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So right now,
Does
now
that
you
count?
are
Does that
flying-
count for a flying carpet?
No, because it's an object. You can dash with the flying carpet, and use its dash speed as your movement, but the
But then I'll
carpet
be
itself
slower
does
than
not
the
double.
key. Carpet
Right,
only
but you're still
40
gonna be
feet.
slower with your ground speed, even with haste.
I just
Well,
don't want to climb this
that's not
fucking
entirely true because if you
I
dash,
don't want to climb this tower, have it go. I mean, get up there, and then just flies back down, and then I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna walk down the stairs again.
well, that's a chance you got to take.
I guess I'll just run up the stairs.
Okay, so with
Alright.
your hasted action and movement, is that what you're doing?
I thought we were. How is it flying up the clock tower? We went past the clock tower.
Yeah, the clock tower is right here.
Yeah, but
It's right here.
we were going south. We were going
Yeah,
this way.
It's right here. The yellow one is right here next to the clock tower, and it shot straight up. Anyway,
Okay, whatever.
if you're going to use your movement action and hasted action to run, you could go 180 feet. You can get to the top of the clock tower.
can get all up the stairs that fast.
So your movement speed is doubled from haste, and you have an extra action from haste, which allows you to dash. I
Oh.
believe. Actually, let me check that. Let me verify.
Yeah.
Dash
Yep,
twice.
dash. You can dash twice. So you can basically use both your actions to dash, and then your movement to also go 60 feet. So you can go 180 feet.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, haste is a good spell.
I guess I'll just get to the top and try and find a way to like
Alright.
intercept it. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
you are now at the top of the clock tower. You're standing at a balcony that overlooks the town, and the key is actually still coming up toward you. And we'll handle that next round.
Okay.
Sissel, what do you want to do? This thing is going at half speed now. You can easily catch up with it.
Yep, I'm gonna try and catch up with it and just go for it.
Okay, so as you close the distance, I want you to make a dexterity check to try to grab it.
Dex check. Dex check.
That is enough. So
Oh.
as you grab the key in your hand, you feel it struggling against your grasp, and then you feel this charge. I need you to make a Constitution save for me.
Oh boy. Okay. Save. Thing I'm good at those.
Good, really good. So as it surges with this, like zap of electricity, you take 3 points of lightning damage. But you do. It's not enough to shock you enough to make you drop it, so you still maintain your hold on it. So you have this key.
Alright.
Um,
I just yell into my
Mito,
earring. Got it!
Mito, what are you doing? You are within distance of this key.
I'm gonna get the key.
Okay, make a dex check for me, please.
Oh, fuck, that's my bad one. Rolling for me and not Bashir. You know. Just a dexterity check, unskilled.
Uh-huh. Unskilled. Ooh.
Ooh.
Um,
Fucking god.
you reach out for the key and it managed to wriggle itself right out of your grasp and start flitting out about the fields, continuing to dart in and out of these farm animals.
Shit, I'm gonna try and go after it and run into a cow.
You continue giving chase, but that is your action for the time being, so you can't make another grab. So that brings us to Verna. You are on this nearby, the roof of this nearby cabin. You're probably about 50 feet from Mito. There's no blue key. That's Heraith.
Yeah.
Verna looked. Is that a key? Oh no, it's already.
Okay, so the yellow key is heading up the side of the clock tower right now. It's about 120 feet up in the air. You can look up and you see Goff actually at the balcony at the top of the clock tower waiting to intercept it. So I'd say with your movement and action to dash, you could probably like leap over to this cabin. So you'll like be right here basically. And okay, so you're making the Sissel already grabbed the orange. So that one's been captured. Okay. All right, so you're at the base of the clock tower in case the key makes a diversion and tries to go back down. Ellen and Heraith, what do you want to do?
Yeah, Ellen's just gonna keep, I guess, providing tactical support.
Okay, so you can see that the yellow key is heading straight up toward Goff, who is at the top of the clock tower. Sissel's obtained the orange one. Mito is struggling a little bit with the green. So that's what you see right now.
Yeah, Ellen's.
Oh, so this is the field.
Yes, those are open fields.
Okay, yeah. Ellen's. Can she sort of like, I don't know, like, see a pattern to how the green one is dodging and weaving?
Make an insight check.
Ooh, I love those.
Hey, how far away? If I run as far as I can towards the fields, how far away is the key from me?
Your key is still about 50 feet off.
Insight
Okay,
check wasn't
I'm
that
going
great.
I'm going to actually run the 25 feet.
Okay.
And can I also make like a check if my eyes are following it? Can I follow its path and see if I can kind of anticipate where it's going to be?
We'll wait to see what Ellen does first.
Okay.
So Ellen.
My insight check was a 26. It was okay.
Okay, so yes, you can easily
Yeah, it's
discern
okay.
a pattern in what it's doing.
It
So
was an 11.
so if you point that out to your comrades, they will have advantage on whatever action that they intend to do.
Yes, I am. I'm with like saying what I see into the earring. Like it tries to faint right and then goes left, or
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to do something stupid.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Dimension Door. I'm going to try to put myself like right in front of it, like a catcher's mitt.
Nice. Okay. So you immediately bamf into the middle of the field, and right in front of it's intercepting its path. Make a dex check to try to grab it. You have advantage on the roll because of Ellen's pointing out where it's going.
Wait,
Yeah.
where did my? Oh, I'm pulling up my sheet. Okay. $14.
14 total. That's not enough, as it just
I
slips
only
right
have
through
a
your fingers.
+2.
I'm sorry. It slips right out of your fingers and manages to dodge. But you can try again next round. Yeah. Okay. So next round, Sissel, you have the orange key. It's still trying to struggle against you. I need you to make another con save as it's trying to like zap its way out of your
Okay.
grasp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. It gives you another little hearty zap for 2 points of lightning damage.
It's
Not a
so
whole lot.
weird having over 100 hit points now.
Welcome to the party. You're a few levels late.
Yep.
I don't understand how you have such low HP with that con mod.
It's not my con mod, it's that I have proficiency
Oh.
in con saves.
The green one suddenly changes its course and starts zipping south. I will give both Mito and Hiraeth an opportunity to do like reactive dex checks to try to grab it.
Me.
Okay.
I'll try. Where did my character sheet go? I just had
it's-
it.
Oh, I just realized I should add the jack of all
better.
trades to that.
What?
I forgot to add jack of all trades.
Whoops.
14 again.
How much?
14.
Yeah, and unfortunately that zips right out of your fingertips.
Would a 16 have had me catch it?
No, neither
Okay,
will an
sure.
18, which is what Mito got. So, unfortunately,
Wow.
yeah, these things are
I
very
have to
speedy.
roll like a 16 or higher to catch this thing.
Yeah, it's tough. But it manages to evade both of you and zips down into this field.
This
Goff,
is Quidditch. Huh.
Goff, the one that's heading up the clock tower is coming straight toward you. It reaches up toward your level of height and then seems to realize you're there and is about to make a U-turn to go back down. But you do have an opportunity to grab it if you wish to. So if you want to make a dex check to try to snatch it out of the air.
I want to try, but let me check something.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah, I guess I'll try to just grab it because I don't really have. This is trying to catch small flying objects is not something I built my spell list around.
Yeah.
So I'll just try to grab it.
Okay.
My incredibly low chance to obtain it.
Good luck.
Pretty sure that Goff can't get this unless he rolls it like a 19 or a 20. Wait, do I have advantage on dex checks?
If you're hasted, yeah.
You're hasted, yeah.
Yes, you're hasted. So you
Is
have
it checks
advantage.
and saves or just saves?
Good question.
Saves.
Just saves, yeah.
12.
12. It slips right through your fingertips and manages to start going in the opposite direction down toward the ground again, toward where Berna is waiting. As you're there, Goff, what is your passive perception?
20.
20. As you're standing up at the top of the clock tower, some movement catches your eye, and you hear what seems to be shouts of panic coming from the south of the island.
Like panic, like what does that mean? Like someone's in trouble, like someone's hurt?
Yeah, like someone's in trouble.
Can I see anything from where I'm standing?
You turn toward the direction of the sound from your perch on this clock tower, and looking south toward some of the open fields and where the farmlands are, you see a number of townfolk appear to be fleeing from what look to be large demonic beasts that are just out there in the field. These slobbering, crazed, multi-fanged creatures that are just out in the field and appear to be chasing after the townfolk.
Oh.
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 How many beasts are there?
There are about
About where the kill them
5 in
all
total.
is?
I
Five in
wish I
total.
didn't use my action surge
How
now.
big are they?
5 in total. They are all fairly large, very big. One of them actually towers over the neighboring houses, and seems to have a small, medium-sized humanoid figure draped over his shoulder.
Wait, what is it?
Some sort of demonic creature.
Oh.
Okay.
We're just out here trying to catch some keys.
We're just out here playing Quidditch, guys.
How far away is this from where I am?
That's what I
From
said.
where the clock tower is, you're about 200 feet away.
Where I'm just sitting here.
If I did this knowing in advance that I was going to be jumping, could I do a maneuver where I jump and then pull out the carpet while doing so that I won't fucking kill myself from jumping?
I'd say you could pull out the carpet in advance and then jump.
Right. I mean, like pull it out and then jump and then
Yep.
then get on
Uh-huh.
it before
Yep.
I hit collision.
You could do a little Aladdin.
Would
yes.
that be faster, or would using my my hasted movement be faster?
So you've already used your action to try to catch the key. So what is the speed of the carpet?
I think it's 40 feet.
40 feet. It would actually probably be faster. Well, I'd say it would actually probably be faster to continue running hasted because you can go 120 feet right now, whereas with the carpet you can only go 40. 80.
Well, no,
total.
my plan was I would jump and get a lot of speed from from falling, and then I would pull the carpet out mid fall so I would.
Terminal velocity won't increase your movement speed.
So it will not increase movement
It will
speed.
not. That's just not a mechanic in the game, unfortunately.
It's
That would make
mechanic
sense, but it doesn't.
physics.
I know, but it's not. You have a movement speed. That's all you can do.
If you run and then place portals, like
No.
Terminal velocity.
I have a question that probably, because of knowing how things work in these environments, probably is not true. Are there any trees in the middle of town and any trees near these beasts?
There are trees. Yeah.
Are there any trees near the clock tower?
Give me a perception check.
Roll a 1. Hey, you see a tree?
27.
Yeah, there is actually a tree at the base of the clock tower in like a small courtyard, and there are some trees on the outskirts of these farms.
And there are trees by the monster, the beasts.
Uh huh.
oh.
Are you
but
finally gonna get to use it?
I already used my action.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna go down as much of the tower as I can with my
Okay.
movement and my
I'd say,
dash or whatever.
I'd say with that you can get almost to the base of.
Wouldn't he have a second?
No, because he used one of his actions to try to grab the key, so he
Oh,
doesn't
right.
have it. He loses 60 feet from that, basically. But You do, Verna. You see Goff starting to race down the clock tower. You see the key coming toward you. What is everybody else's passive?
What I'm gonna when I'm doing that, because I saw it, I'm gonna be like, something's wrong south of the island. I'm gonna just say that, and I'm gonna start. Then I'm
So
gonna
you all over the earrings, you hear Goff say that something is wrong. Ellen, I'll say at this point, now that it's being pointed out to you, like you had kind of the visibility obscured a bit because of the clock tower in your way, but now you can kind of clearly make out there's some commotion going on the southern part of the island. Hiraeth and Mito, you also see it because you're kind of in open fields area. Sissel, you do not yet see it now that it is Verna. But you both have also heard Goff say there's something. And certainly, Ellen and Hiraeth especially, you can hear the sounds of panic as well from the south part of the island.
All right.
So what do the rest of you want to do as Goff has now pointed this out?
Gonna start running south.
Okay.
Ellen is
I can only get like this.
sorry. Ellen is gonna land and just book it. She can run faster than the broom.
Really?
The broom is 40 feet. Ellen is 40 feet.
The broom
But
is
Ellen
50
has an
feet.
action. The broom is 50 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, the broom is 50 feet.
I know.
Oh.
So can't move.
But Ellen has a bonus action and action.
Yeah, but you can.
so-
You can move on the broom, can't you?
Oh, I can do that on
You
the
just,
broom?
yes, you just. So
Okay,
it just
I'll do
doesn't
that.
get affected by haste.
Okay, I'll do that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Mechanics.
Yeah, it just doesn't get affected by haste. It doesn't
Okay.
get double its movement.
Okay, so yeah. She's
Okay.
just gonna start booking it on the broom.
So Verna is going to continue trying to grab the key. I'll say that actually, as it does a U-turn, it actually gets within range of you, Verna, if you want to try to grab it with a dex check. The rest of you, meanwhile, so Hiraeth, you're running down across the fields.
I
It's
can
gonna.
no longer move this blue square, so I
Huh.
imagine.
Okay, so if you go 50 feet, you probably get like. Oh,
Oops.
where-
She's in the green key.
okay,
You
you're
lost
not
the
that
raid.
close. You're probably like around here.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
Sissel, what do you
also
think?
going to say, I don't know if that's what we should be doing. I mean, Goff, what do you think? Don't know if this all fits in 6 seconds. What do you think Eldath would approve of? To continue trying to catch this key or to save people?
I feel like I don't need to answer that question, but I will on my turn. Or do you want me to answer it now? Or are you asking me to answer that?
I think talking is kind of
Yeah,
a
talking. I'll
free-
grant it.
Goff, I think Goff would actually say, "What do you think?" As he keeps moving.
Yeah.
How far does Ellen get with 50
So
feet?
you're
Another.
So you're doing action, bonus action, and
Mhm.
movement. So 150 feet.
Yes.
You get to basically where the clock tower is. So you're passing right by Goff.
Hey, Goff, wanna hop on?
Goff is still within the clock tower. He's still like
He's still in the building.
Oh.
He'll be fine. I got it.
Okay.
Sissel, what are you doing?
Looking around for the source of what the office is talking about.
You can hear. Give me a perception check because you actually don't have a passive perception. That's good.
Yeah. Passive perception is garbage. I'm gonna make a perception check. Oh,
Ooh, you clearly at this point, now that it's been pointed out to you, hear the sound of panic in the streets and in down southeast from your position.
with key in hand, I'm gonna start flying in that direction.
Okay. So you can go with your movement and action 120 feet. You can probably get to the edge of the farmland.
Yeah.
So you'll actually be the first on the scene. I don't know where Tackle is in all this, by the way.
Tackle's probably like laying down.
Okay, so Tackle is not involved in this then. He will not be on this map then.
Yeah.
He's back in there eating fruit.
So we're going to transition now because at least one person has gotten to the location. I'll say that probably the next round, Ellen and Goff will get there. I don't know what Mito's doing because Lauren disappeared.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here now. Okay, what is Mito
I've been
doing?
here.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. So you're like here-ish right now.
Well, there's trouble in the south, you
Yes.
said.
And you
I'm-
can actually see like these commotion happening down here.
I'm gonna go there instead of the
Okay.
key.
So with your wings, you can get 100 feet. That'll get you about here.
Okay.
So I'll say the way this is going to work is Sissel will be the first one on the scene and can do something in the first round. Goff, Ellen, and Mido will come in next. Eraith will come in on the third round. Verna has not specified whether she is going to be coming in because she's still going after the key. So we'll just move on over there. So Sissel, as you get within range of these farmlands, you see a number of people running away from what are clearly these towering-looking demons, and the biggest one, which seems to be the leader, for lack of a better term, has a figure slumped over its arm, its shoulder. You see an elderly man in blue clothing. You see Eglig, who appears to be unconscious.
Oh boy.
Is this allowed?
So let me put people on here. We're going to say that Sissel, you come in around here-ish. Ellen and Goff and Mido, you're going to all come in from there in the next round. Hiraeth, you're also going to come in on the third round. Verna, I don't know where you're coming in, if at all. So this is how it's going to work. So I need Sissel to roll initiative because she is first. And we'll bring everybody else in as the turns progress.
Whoops.
If I notice how far I'm lagging behind based on how slow I am, can I cast a dimension door?
Yeah, you can dimension door and immediately get in like this round.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to do that,
Should I-
I'll let you do that now, and like you'll be here, but you won't have an action. That'll be your action. You'll just be here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. So roll initiative for me, please.
Keep closing.
I rolled.
Oh, everyone or
I
No,
always roll
I'll get you on the
against
turn order
average
once
for
you
Okay.
come to the battle.
for initiative.
What's that?
I just always roll really bad.
Let me just roll these other boys. So,
I'm there with you. I don't usually get very high initiative.
I have a +4 is the thing. It shouldn't be this
Oh.
bad.
Okay. So that is the start of it, and then the next round we'll bring in Ellen,
Ooh.
Mido. Okay. Okay. So as you rush into the farmlands, and you see all these people fleeing in terror, and you see this greater demon with Eglig unconscious over his shoulder.
Oh.
The greater demon acts first, seeing all of you, seeing you, Sissel. He is going to. Okay, so he's going to point at you, and he is going to rear back and spit what looks like spines toward you out of its like neckline.
Oh, that's just rude.
That is gonna be 2 hits, a 26 to hit and a 17 to hit.
26 hits, 17 does not.
So from the one that hits you, you take 22 points of slashing damage,
Rude.
an additional 27 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Gross.
That's gonna be his
Was
turn
it
as
27?
he with Eglig over his shoulder starts moving away. It is your turn.
Okay. Didn't like that. Think, you know what? I was gonna hold on to this, but well, I think now's a good time to test this out.
Huh?
Oh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sissel's gonna stab her staff into I guess this roof, and she's going to reach out with like a clawed hand to the greater demon, and she's just going to say, "Behave."
That's so big.
Holy
It's
shit.
so scream.
Unfortunately, it rolled a 25 save.
Oh,
No!
wow, that's really high wisdom. Okay.
Tell
So
it to stop.
it looks at you and snarls and shrugs off the effect of whatever you're trying to do to it.
She's
Everyone's like,
snarl
It was a good.
back.
It was a good thought. It was a good thought.
It was a
but
good thought. It didn't work.
I mean,
Alright.
to your credit, I would have not expected a demon to have any wisdom.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That brings us to the lesser demons, who are ignoring you, Sissel, for the time being. You see them running after these townsfolk. So what is their movement speed? 30 feet. Okay, so that one catches up to that one. This one hops off the roof, grabs that one. This one grabs that one. That one grabs that one. So these townsfolk have all been grabbed by these lesser demons, and this one's still going for that one. And that's all they're gonna do. You're right. I'll say at this point, actually, I'll give you this. Your dimension door got you within range. I'll allow you, now that combat is kicked off, to have another action.
So they're just like grabbing people and trying to run away?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Hadn't mentally prepared to deal with that. I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay.
Just going to cause haste to be cast on me. Wait. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's a contingency?
I'm going to not draw my sword, because if that happens, it's going to disappear off of Goff.
I will say that. I mean, I will say that
For
after.
a turn, if it disappears off of you,
Oh,
that's
Yeah, you
why.
always think about that.
Is it a specific sword, or can you draw something else?
It's that sword. I can use a different weapon.
Okay.
I'm just looking at all of the shit I can do to make sure.
Hey, it's the Near Raid. Well, it's not this song. This is a different song.
Oh, you're a fan of Nearfile? Name one to be.
Oh my god, you guys! When I was spamming that raid for the 2B outfit. There was this motherfucker in my party who was talking to someone else, and this person was like, "I've been doing this a lot. I'm a big Nier fan." And they're like, "Oh yeah, did you get the vinyl? The vinyl record?" And they're like, "No." Like, then this person literally says, "I win" with a smiley.
Wow.
This person was like, "I'm a bet." This person in party chat was like, "I'm a better Nier fan than you." I was like, "Holy
Wow.
fucking shit." Sorry to interrupt.
Not
I
all
just
of us have
remember
a fucking
when you
record
said they were like, "Yeah, I bought a record player so I can play the vinyl, the Nier Automata
What a-
soundtrack."
What
And I was like, God, it was so hard to not say anything. I was like, this person is the
I
most
think that just
pompous piece of
means
shit.
All right, what is Hiraeth doing?
Sorry, that was unrelated. I just like
Looking through
remembered
my
it.
Options. Going to throw the javelin of lightning at.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just the.
as you start
closest.
pulling your weapon out, the lesser demon uses its reaction to put the villager it captured in front of itself like a human shield.
Can I like not?
It's a 5 feet long thing, wide thing, so it would be very difficult.
I mean, like, no. Could I see that it's doing that and then stop?
Yes.
Getting okay. I just don't really have anything. Because there's no way I could like cast a circular spell that's not going to hit the guy, right?
That's a spell, I think.
It's a large creature and it's a small humanoid, so like you can kind of get around it. But like what's happening right now is that it's a line effect, so your javelin would
Okay, so
specifically.
I'm going to put the javelin back away. I'm going to say, "Oh well, fuck you," and I'm going to cast Synaptic Static right behind it.
Okay. Roll for me, please.
Where did My stupid. Oh.
What the fuck, Patrick?
What's happening?
What is happening?
Patrick. What's the
It,
DC on
it
this?
has to roll a intelligence
It
saving throw.
failed. It got an 11, so it
Okay,
takes
so it takes the
29
29
points of psychic
points
damage
and it
and
has muddled thoughts. for
muddled thoughts. Okay.
points.
Anything else you're doing? Bonus action, movement.
Just gonna kind of like get right here.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round. That brings in Goth, Ellen, and Mito. You are all now on the.
Okay. Big thank you, Samantha's cloak, for advantage.
Wait, so where am I?
You're coming in right here along the road. So you got to the
Well,
bottom.
no.
Of...
I was gonna come in with Tree Stride.
Oh, okay. Where do you want to
Come
come
on,
in?
Where's my token?
So that'll use your action, though, is what I'm saying. Like,
Well, I'm hasted, so I can do something else, right?
that's true, yeah. So where do you want to come in? Pick a tree. There's a tree
Why do
here.
why do I have
Okay.
the snail?
Alright, so you pop in over here then. You can roll initiative. Mito got a 14. Ellen got a 19. Goff, I need you to roll initiative, please.
13.
13. Okay.
How does
What
this
is-
work? Is everyone else gonna go again before I go?
Yes.
Wait, so
So you rolled a 13. That got you onto the board, but your initiative is still got to go and fold into the turn order.
but what about the rest of my turn?
You will have it when it gets to your turn.
What? No, but how do I only use Tree Stride and not get to do anything else until my next turn? How does that work?
It's the top of the round, Tom. No one else has gone yet.
No, but I like literally in a 6-second period, I have a choice to use an action and movement and other stuff, but I only got to use my Tree Stride action. I didn't
I'm
get to do
considering
anything.
that part. I'm considering that part of last round's action to get you onto the board. You've already done that.
But
So
I didn't
you,
get to do
you have a
like-
full you have a full action movement bonus action for this turn. This is a good thing, Tom. I'm giving you your full movement in action and bonus action. You don't. Plus
Well,
your
I wanted
hasted
to act
action.
before the greater demon got to go again. That's what I was trying
You
to.
don't get to do that. That's what initiative is.
This is a
for.
confusing order of. Okay, whatever, fine. All right, I'm just I'm confused as to why I only got to do an action for getting.
Because
on the
that
board.
was technically last round when you were getting into range.
Okay.
What is Verna doing? Is she still trying to go after the key? Okay. I'll handle that.
Oh, there was something I actually wanted to do, but I with Verna as I was before I tree strided. Can I do
Okay,
that?
we'll let you. Yes.
As I moved past her, coming probably the opposite way she's going out of the tower. I'm gonna toss the carpet to her and then go into then use tree stride.
Okay, cool. So
Follow
Verna, you
the tree.
have the carpet of flying, which gives you 40-foot movement speed and flight while you're on it. God damn it, Pat. This is awful.
Don't you love
As
it?
as Goff does that, he'll just say, "Deal with it later," and then he'll do this.
Okay.
He'll transfer.
So what I'm gonna say is the reason why, like, to give you some explanation, the reason why initiative order still holds is that, like, you got there, but the demon might still be more reactive than you. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Well, the reason I was confused because every turn has a set number of things you can do, but I only got to do one of those things. I didn't get to do
It's
my
because
movement,
that
I
was
didn't do
last
bonus action,
that was because
hasted
that was,
action.
that was because that was technically last round. I was considering that you basically getting into range.
Well, then why did I get
Now
to do
that-
more for last? It's fine. If you want to push past it, I just don't get to do those things. Okay,
Well, you didn't make it clear that you were going to use tree stride. I thought you were going to run into range. That's why I was confused. It doesn't matter now. We're
Well, you
past.
didn't ask me. You didn't say what are you doing for your turn. How are you getting? You just went.
Tom, we're past. Oh, we got
I know. I'm just responding. Sorry.
Okay.
I
Verna,
Yes.
at the top of the round, you have the carpet. If you want to make an attempt to grab the key, you can do so. It is coming back down toward you, so you can make a dex save to try to grab it, and then we'll go back to the comp.
Meanwhile,
Holy shit, Patty! Not enough, unfortunately. The key flits right out of your grasp and starts heading down one of the adjoining streets. Okay. Ellen.
Ellen is going to go and see. Oh God. Wait, oh, oh, oh. Is that Eglich? And then she's going to. She can only do one thing. She's gonna give that big boy a good old insight check. Can he roll any higher than a 25 for deception?
I mean, he could have gotten a natural 20, but he didn't. So, he failed.
Okay, so that is a sneak attack if I hit him.
Yes.
Um,
I will give you this. Hold on. Let me whisper this to you.
oh.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Okay. Ellen's going to whisper, just call into her earring. They seem insubstantial. I don't think they belong here. And as she fires an arrow, that's a natural 19
That hit.
plus
Not even
whatever.
that. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so her slappy damage is 3 plus my short bow, which is plus 7, which is a 10 total for that. And then 76. Wait, what level are we? 76,
15.
right?
You're 15.
Oh, so it's 8d6.
Yes.
Whee!
Wee!
Whoa. What was the bow damage?
10.
10. Okay, so a total of 46 points of damage.
Whew.
The greater demon stumbles a little bit, and he almost loses control of holding Eglig, and he just looks up in your direction and growls gutturally toward you.
She waves. I just like wave politely at him.
It is the greater demon's turn, unless you want to move.
No, I'm good here.
Okay.
I'm good up here.
Taco's good out here. So, just want to see something. Okay. The greater demon is going to just continue running with Eglig in tow. This way. It is going to cast a glance toward Goff, and then as it is fleeing, it looks over its shoulder back toward Ellen, and launches a couple of spines toward you. One is a 17 to hit, the other is a
Misses.
15 to hit, so both of those
They
miss.
both miss.
So you
Ellen just
manage-
sort of like
Bob's
does
and
like a
weaves,
barrel
ducks
roll.
past both of them. So it gets kind of this far. That's its turn. Mido.
Mito. That's my movement speed. 30.
No,
No,
you
you
have
have
50 with
50.
the.
Oh yeah, the wings. Well, I want to get the person that's being eaten. Like, look,
He's not being
foot's in
eaten. He's being held, but
I know, but look, his foot's in the mouth.
yeah,
Val.
his foot's in the mouth.
I'm gonna get
Okay,
it.
so make an athletics check to try to wrest this civilian from the demon's grasp. And
Oh,
it will
man.
it will try to contest you.
We're doing this inside a
Whoa!
in a town, right?
Yeah, this is in the middle of a town.
In a town, I mean, like in Skyrim.
Yeah, this is
What the
town.
fuck, man?
Unfortunately, it beat your score with its own contest. So as
I
you're trying
rolled
to
a
wrest
3.
as you're trying to wrest the civilian away from it, it just holds on tight.
Fuck.
You see
And that's
this,
my
this,
action,
this
right?
horrible, yeah, that's your action. And you see this horrible drool just slobbering out of its mouth as it's glaring at you with these beady-looking reptilian eyes.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay, Goff. You're right next.
Ellen did say that they look like they don't belong here. They're insubstantial. Just, yeah.
So you're standing right next to this greater demon who towers probably a good 12 feet tall, and is just towering over you. You can see Eggleg is over his shoulder. What are you doing?
What's the story with this guy?
He's fine. The greater demon didn't grab him. He's just there and terrified.
He's just underneath the demon.
Yeah, I forgot to move him. He should be like
Oh.
running away.
Do I know for a fact that banishment will only banish the creature I'm touching and not anything they're holding?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to banish it.
Okay, what's the save on that charisma?
Yes.
Okay. What's a DC?
18.
18. That is a 17. So
I'm gonna reach out and just like slam my palm right into its rib cage and just say, grunt.
as you slam your palm into this thing's midsection, its form ripples for a moment, and seems to like shimmer a little bit like static. You get a brief glimpse of something else underneath it, but then the form resolidifies, and then your banish spell takes hold, and it winks out of existence. And Eggleg just tumbles to the ground.
I hope it wasn't like a good person that was in there.
Whoops. Fuck that guy.
He was just
It's
pretending to
a
be a demon.
So Eggleg crashes to the ground, unconscious.
like- Oh, is he like he didn't get hurt by the fall,
No.
did he?
No, fell from like 10 feet.
Okay. Still hasted, right?
Mm-hmm. Still have another action.
It's a 4th level spell.
You're still holding it though, so that's a concentration spell. You're gonna have to hold that for the full duration.
Oh, okay.
It's not like an instant thing.
So what can I? So I did my action. I can now. What else can I do with hasted?
Hasted action lets you dash, disengage, dodge, use an object, hide, or use an attack, but only one weapon attack.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Healing Word.
Okay.
On an Eggleg.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do a 1st level just to stabilize and make sure that he
Alright.
doesn't. I don't know if he's like he's probably already stable, but I'm just gonna use to make sure that he's not
All right. So you
unconscious.
cast it, and his eyes open.
I mean, I don't know if the number matters, but I rolled a 8.
Okay. So his eyes flutter open, and he rolls onto his back. He's a little dusty and bruised a little bit, and he says, "Save the townsfolk. I'll be fine." He kind of moves up against the tree.
Goff, as he says that, Goff is already moving, and he just kind of nods. So my normal movement is the same or doubled,
You're still hasted, so you're doubled 60 feet.
and so I have double movement, and I can use my haste action to dash for another doubled movement.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can use
So-
that hasted action to attack or do anything else.
Can I use the hasted action to try and free a restrained person?
Yes.
I'm gonna move quickly through here and turn to look because I came out of the tree, so I only saw the big one at first. And I can see this being the immediate
Uh-huh.
thing that needs help. So I'm gonna try and free this person from this demon's grasp
All right, give me an athletics check.
with my hasted action. Pretty good, I think.
What'd you get?
23.
23 easily beats this creature's contested check. You manage to wrest this civilian from the demon's grasp, and it looks at you, startled, with these beady-looking eyes and just drool, just slobbering down its jaw. And it looks like cowering a little bit, and it starts to kind of like take a couple of steps backward.
As I pull it, the civilian free, I'm gonna kind of like gently let them like rest them behind me or like behind like cover, and as the thing starts to back away from me, I'm just gonna be, "You have no place here," to the creature, the demon, and just like dog, like what's the phrase? Can't think, like, basically just tail it, like keep on it if it starts to move away. You said it's kind of cowering a little bit.
As you say that to it, you just hear this horrible rattle come up from its throat, and it goes, "We just want to go home."
Insight check on that, I guess.
Maybe not this round. We can
Okay.
do that next round. Sissel.
There's a lot of fragile people here, and I'm not
Wait.
very good at dealing with that.
Wait, before Sissel goes, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So with banishment, even if the creature I'm banishing is going back to their native plane, the one they don't
You still
belong
have
to
to hold it for the full
I
minute.
still have to hold it. Okay, that's what I wanted. All right, go ahead, Red. Sorry.
Okay. Okie dokie 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 dokie. You know what? I'm gonna spend. I think it's. Well, let me double check this because it's been a while. Okay. I'm gonna spend 3 sorcery points, and I'm going to twin spell a 3rd level chromatic orb. I'm gonna go for hitting this guy and this guy, but avoiding hitting people, perhaps.
Okay.
Do that?
Are you subtle spelling or doing anything, or are you just being very obvious?
Do you have spell sniper? Would that help you avoid hitting people?
I mean, I do have spell sniper.
Well, chromatic orb is a single target, so like the question is whether you're being subtle about this, because if you're being very obvious about your spell casting and the demons notice, I'm gonna roll perception to see if they do. The one that's holding the civilian will try to block it with the civilian.
Yeah. Can I use 2 meta magic at once?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I'm using twin spell, so if I use twin spell, then I can't use that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So you're just being very obvious about it. I'm gonna see if the one. Which one's you shooting? This one.
Yeah, this,
And this
one and Scott.
Okay. So I'm gonna see if that one has a. Yeah, he rolled pretty well perception. So as this one sees you lining up a spell, it uses its reaction to place the civilian in front of itself to block your attack.
Can I
with it.
like try and like?
Yeah, you can kind of
Okay.
weave the ley lines a little bit to like redirect the spell at another target if you wish.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'm gonna go for that lesser demon.
That one, because he's no longer holding anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll your attack.
Okay, so. Just double checking twin spell. I think I have to. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I would make the attack rolls individually. Sorry, it's been a while since I've twin spelled something.
I think so. I think you make one attack roll and it hits both.
Okay.
Sounds
So,
right.
I'm just going in that case.
Let me check, because metamagic says when you cast a spell, it doesn't have a range of self and is incapable of targeting more than one creature. You spend blah 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 to cast 2. To be eligible, a spell must be incapable of targeting more than one creature. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it doesn't say anything about attack roll, so I'm going to assume you roll once.
Okay. So I'm increasing the damage die to reflect the 3rd level.
Okay. Attack roll of 18 is just enough to hit. Okay, so 25 damage to both of them.
Yep.
Ooh. This acid just strikes them in their center of mass. See, it looks like it eats away a little bit, but it's not. It does. You don't see any like visible damage on the. Is the thing like it's clearly taken the damage, but you don't see any visible wounds from the acid eating away at it.
Hmm.
And its form kind of shimmers a little bit as your attack hits.
All right. Noted.
Anything else you wish to do?
Nope. I'm gonna I'm gonna sit tight where I am.
Okay. The lesser demon's turn. This one who's holding this person is gonna start moving. He's still holding him.
Oh jeez.
That one grabs this one and starts moving in this direction. This one is gonna try to grab this one again, but he can't because Goff is basically human shielding right now. So instead he's going to take 2 swipes at Goff with his big claws. So Goff, that is okay, natural 1 on the first hit, and 11 on the second. So I don't hit either of those. So he strikes down at you with his big claws, and you manage to deflect both of them with your shield and bring them up in order to protect you and this civilian. The one up here that's carrying this one is going to try to barrel through Mito. It's going to make 2 attacks at you, Mito. The first is a 15 to hit, second is a 16 to hit, so neither of those hit you. Seeing that you've kind of brought your shield up and are protecting yourself, it's going to try to back away this way. 5. So if you want to make an opportunity attack, you can.
I
but
will.
Okay. So it's like backing away from you with the civilian held out and
Yeah.
to try to protect itself with the civilian.
Well, can I hit its arm instead of the civilian?
You can try. I'd say make your attack roll. Yeah, I'd say that's sufficiently high enough that you manage to kind of like precisely dig into this creature and avoid. It's big enough that you can kind of like duck low and avoid hitting the civilian. So you can roll your extra damage on that.
How much
if you
is it?
want.
I gonna keep forgetting.
2d6.
And
Okay.
my fire
You don't.
bolts.
You
or
don't,
that
because
doesn't-
that's part of a bonus action, so you don't have that loaded.
Okay.
Just checking some immunities and resistances. Okay, so 8 points of fire damage. Wraith.
Okay. Falk, you wouldn't happen to have any idea about how long it's been since the beginning of us, like, starting to chase the keys, right? I lost track of how many turns.
Probably not that long. You can see the clock tower from here. It seems to be like, well, time moves a little bit differently, but I'll say it's probably been like only a couple of minutes, so like more than 10 minutes left on the clock.
Well, if
but
that's
you
the
also-
case, haste
you
would
also
have dropped
have-
off a while ago because it's only a minute-long spell.
That's true.
How do you want to handle that?
Actually, you know what? No, you know what? It's only been like a few rounds, so
Okay. I feel
By
like
the
it's
way,
been like
we've only-
5 or
yeah.
6 rounds at this point.
it's been So it's probably been like 36 seconds. But at this point, you've also lost sight of the green key, and Verna's still tracking the yellow key, but you don't know about that.
Yeah.
So it's your turn.
Did I see how like their forms kind of seem to get weird when they're struck, right?
Yes. I don't think you've seen it immediately.
I've been trying to keep. Well, I guess.
But
I'm in
Ellen
this
did
alley,
mention
but-
it.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Mito did hit one just now.
Yeah, so you did as Mito hit it and it started ducking away, you saw its form kind of ripple a little bit like water.
I want to try to like get an eyesight of this one, and I'm
Okay.
going to try to cast a spell magic on it.
Okay. I need you to give me a roll.
Okay. plus charisma.
Ugh.
What'd you get?
I don't know, man. It's a 2, so I doubt I did any.
Well, what's your modifier?
7.
7 total, and that's not enough to clear it. You reach your hand out to try to
This
dispel.
dice. It's awful. Every dice I own is terrible.
Its form seems to kind of shimmer a little bit as you're casting this dispel magic, but then nothing happens.
Okay.
That brings us to Ellen. Unless you have, like, you still have.
Nope.
You've used your movement. You've used your action. Bonus action.
I guess I'll play the defense song.
Okay, so that's like a 45-foot range now, right?
Yeah.
So that will actually, it won't hit Goff, but it or Sissel, but it should hit everyone else. It'll hit Mito, Ellen. That's about it. So you'll have plus. What is it now? +2.
2.
+2 to your AC. That
Nice.
brings us to top of the round before Ellen goes. Verna, you're still at this point. The key has fled into the city. Give me a perception check to try to keep track of it. Why don't we give a perception check first to see if you even can spot it as it's like going super fast, and if you can then mark it from further on. The yellow key flees into the alleyways of the town, and you lose sight of it. What do you want to do? Okay, so you run in the direction that you last saw it, racing into the crowded streets of the village. You no longer see it anywhere, but you'll have to wait till your next round to see if you can regain eyesight on it. But you can use your full movement and a dash to kind of like keep running in the direction you last saw it. So that's about all you can do. That will bring us to Ellen.
Okay. Ellen sees. Okay. She sees like this demon heading south. So she's like, okay. Mito probably has that guy. Sissel probably has this guy. Goff has this guy. Gonna go for the far one. So she's gonna just say, well, insight check, the southern demon.
Okay. What'd you roll?
16
Yeah,
plus.
you got
like,
it. You got it. I
hell.
rolled an 11 total.
Okay. And then and then she's gonna, I guess, with the what's it called?
He's
She's
perceptive.
gonna, look at her.
Ooh,
She's gonna try to find out a trait.
Oh, okay. A trait?
DM choice.
Okay. This is going to be very interesting. So I'm going to whisper this to you.
Oh.
What song is this? Why do I recognize it?
This is
This is
Skyrim.
from Skyrim.
I need
Oh,
to.
yeah, you're right.
I just remembered like Samantha's cloak does this, and I need to use it more.
Never should have come.
Why won't you die?
That's
Assault!
Oblivion.
Oh right.
That's Oblivion.
It's all the same to me, Lauren.
It's not.
It's all the same.
It's Bethesda.
Bethesda.
It's an hour. I'm very scared for
You
that.
elves are all the same.
All flesh and no blood.
Yeah.
Why won't you
What?
die?
What?
Yo.
Sounds
Yep.
like Mel learned something important before any of us did.
What did Mel say? What did Mel do?
Hmm.
Oh, alright.
Ellen is going to just go. Okay, hang on. Okay. Fuck you, absolute monster! I love you.
Share with the class.
You share with
I
the
will.
fucking class? Mel's like,
Okay. Ellen is going to say,
Oh my god.
the angelic, they do belong here. This is the
You cut
What?
out. This is the what?
this is the trial.
Of course.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
That's about what I thought.
I didn't know that.
I figured, but I thought they just like fake demons and we gotta fight them.
Oh, I thought they were real demons.
And then
No, Sissel,
she is
you were the
going.
demons, and then Sissel was a.
And then Sissel was a zombie. Hang on, I need to
Zombie
figure out
ghost.
how
In
far.
this place.
Okay, 50 feet. If she dashes, bonus action, she can go another. Oh god. Oh god.
You
100
can go
feet.
120 feet if you use action, bonus action,
She's currently on the broom.
right, 150 then.
Yes. And then. God. Okay, I can make it. She's just gonna go up and like run up to it and start just like body block it.
How far are you going? You're just going up to it?
Just up to it and like in front of it and block it. And
Okay.
who are
Alright, so move where you were gonna.
Oh yeah. No, I don't want to edit token. Hi, like off-ish and here,
Okay, alright.
and just say, and she's just gonna look at it and go, "Who are you?"
A guttural voice rises up from its throat and it says, "Leave us, we want to go home." That brings us
I'm
to...
assuming that's like all we can get,
Yeah,
conversation-wise.
yeah, Mido. What do you want to do?
I mean, what am I supposed to do with that knowledge? Not kill the demons, or was that?
I mean, I know what I'm gonna do, but that's not my turn yet.
Well, I'm at least gonna try and free the dude from the mouth. I know it's not the mouth, Falk, but I know, but it's just the way it's positioned.
Okay,
I'm gonna try and
So,
free him again.
you can run up and give me another athletics check.
Oh my god,
That
I'm rolling
easily
like ass.
succeeds this time. So you manage to wrest this civilian away from the demon. Put the civilian on the ground, kind of behind you, and protect it with your shield. That'll be your action. What was that?
I'm so.
That was like
I
a
just
dog
looked
noise.
over. I just looked over and I saw that Mel typed the word Fuchi, and I.
There's been a lot of curse shit happening.
There's
in
a
the
lot of
chat,
cursing. Let's stay focused. What else are you doing? You've got a bonus action. Lauren.
What? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, if these are like angelic or whatever, and I kill it, does that make me killing an angel?
You don't know.
Well, I guess I'll hit it with a sword and find out.
Okay. Give it an attack. Well, no, you can't. You use your action to.
My bonus action. Well, what am I doing
your
with
bonus
that?
action. I don't know. You have any bonus action spells? I don't know. Or
Not
second
really.
When, second when you're
No.
already at full health.
Protect the person.
I'm gonna I guess I'll just like kind of shove the guy behind me. No, next to Hiraeth and me.
Okay. Okay.
And, like stand in between him.
Okay. Then we'll go to Goff.
I'm gonna do my insight check now.
Okay.
With the whole round to do it.
On what?
The guy's saying that we want to go home, and like what the intent here is.
Your
I rolled a 20 plus a lot.
A natural 20?
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So that's a 30, the highest thing I can roll.
Let me whisper it.
Okay.
Lots of whispers.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to give it away. It's more interesting.
I need water.
Alright. Did you get that? I wasn't sure if...
Yeah, I'm just not sure what to do with this information.
I love this song, actually. This is a good song. I hope they put this in. You're right.
That's exactly how
I
I
hope we
felt
fight
at last
Simone.
whisper.
How do I wisp?
/W and then name.
Is this one from The Witcher, or is
okay.
this one near?
This is near.
Okay.
I'm gonna. No, the yelling on The Witcher isn't like this. It's like I can't go. It's like yeah. It's like this is more like opera a little bit.
Yeah, there's also like actual words that are in like a specific kind of.
There's actual
language.
words in The Witcher. They're just in Polish.
Well, this
No,
is
I think that's what-
Polish, this is its own thing.
I think aren't the lyrics in Nier made from a made-up language?
Yeah, they're basically like.
But they have a meaning, right?
They're a chaos language, and each song, with some exceptions, are like some songs are like a combination of languages, but a lot of songs, especially in the first Nier, are like in like say English or French or Gaelic, but like envisioned in how it would sound 1,000 years in the future.
Okay. Let's.
Okay.
So what are you gonna?
So this is a weird decision that I did not expect to have to make. I'm going to, even though this thing fucking slapped me, or tried to, I'm gonna say, and what purpose does kidnapping innocent people get you there?
Collateral. Let us go.
Not with these people, I won't. You will find another path.
Okay.
And I guess... Is there anything else I can do with my turn?
I mean, you have action, bonus action, movement. What do you want to do?
Is there anyone else? Is there
There's
any?
this guy's still being held. This guy's still being held down here.
I don't think I can see him. Can I?
You cannot.
Um.
You can see that there's a like a demon kind of visibly poking out over the top of the rooftops. You don't see the person he's carrying, but you also do see Ellen kind of like hovering in front of it, blocking its path.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna put that on my combat list.
Oh my
You
god.
should
Little.
put Mario RPG music in.
Yeah, I'll put the Mario.
Why do I have Dispel Evil and Good on my list twice?
I don't know.
For when you want to be evil or good.
That's not how that spell works.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I want to try and do something, so I will cast. Huh. Does an angel count as a person?
No, it's a celestial.
Alright. No, the reason I asked that is because I have the spell Hold Person.
No, that only works on humanoids.
Okay.
You would need hold monster.
Calling angels monsters.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Making the
it's,
deep
basic,
cuts.
it's basically anything other than humanoids.
Alright, I'll do. I will. After having this exchange with this quote fingers demon, I will say into to everyone else. I will say worry less about killing, free the people, and I will cast. Which direction is this thing moving in? The one on the left.
It's going to the west. It's heading this way.
I'm gonna cast plant growth and make a bunch of thick vines
Okay.
across here. What's that?
What's the radius on that again? Like, it's more than just like a line, right? It's like a whole area.
I get to control where I want it to be.
Oh, okay.
It's a 150-foot range. If you cast spell using one action, all normal plants in a 100-foot radius center of the point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet. You can exclude
Yeah,
one
so
or more
it could
areas.
be the full area. Like,
It could be, but I don't want to. I don't want to like completely like obscure the town. I just want to cut this thing's path off, so
Okay.
I can freely like as if I had a spell sculpting ability. I could freely
Right.
change-
So, it's
So I
gonna be
basically
like
want to.
here.
I want to. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it
why don't
like
you draw it on the?
I'll
why don't
do
you
it like
draw what you
here. I guess I could just draw it.
Yeah.
Freehand. Like that. And that.
Okay, so it's
Kinda-
just caught up in this.
I don't know. I probably is more flavor than anything, but I want them to be instead of just being like tall grass. I want to be like thick vines, like hard to push through.
Yeah.
So
that
try to
reduces
slow it down.
its movement speed. To
Actually,
a quarter of its speed.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna amend that slightly.
Okay.
I'm gonna have it be like just that. I'm gonna have it be that wall on the left, and then maybe like this,
Okay.
so that it's
It's funneled
Kinda-
basically.
basically like like if it wants to.
So is it
move
just
without-
these big vine walls, or is it also like the ground that it's underneath it,
I mean, it can be like
like all this stuff too?
like it doesn't.
Because it can
just-
be a full 100-foot radius.
I want to be able to like.
You could literally like do plant growth this entire map.
I don't want
You
to
want
do
it.
that because then it's gonna be hard for other people to move around. I
That's-
just want to. I'm trying to just like slow down this particular one because it
Okay.
doesn't seem like I think Sissel's got her eye on it, but like it hasn't really been
Okay, so
contested
all these
necessarily yet.
vines and what are they, like vines and weeds and stuff, like
Just like just vines and like grass and
tall grass, like spring up
bushes
out of this
and-
this fresh
yeah.
soil and begin coalescing and getting and growing thicker around this creature, and it starts wrapping around its thick tree trunk like legs, slowing it down, and it starts trying to like push itself away from it, but it's having a really hard time getting through all of this foliage.
Well, actually, you know what? To just further this, I'm gonna, if I can amend that again,
Yeah.
I'm
God.
gonna try and like in case this one in front of me, not on top of me, but maybe like so that it behind it and at the side of it, it can't really go anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm guessing I can't really do much about this one because I can't see it.
Is it a sight spell?
No, I mean,
All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered at a point become thick and overgrown. It doesn't say anything about
I mean, I
sight.
can guess.
Yeah, you can like crop up a bunch of shit there too if you want.
I'll but I don't know exactly where it is.
I mean, you can guess if you want. Just kind of put some like around here and around here anywhere if you want.
I mean,
There's
he
no- this
also
isn't-
saw
this isn't-
Alan like zipping off in that direction.
This
right?
isn't a sight spell, so you don't really need to.
Yeah,
know
I
where
just
it
don't.
is.
I guess I'll just.
You can kind of
I-
barely see it already. Like you can kind of see it hunched. It's hunched back, kind of over the top
Oh.
of the roof.
Is it that tall? Okay.
It's like 10 feet tall. yeah.
I'll just put like a overgrowth roughly around where it seems to be.
Okay. So,
So, I don't know.
Ellen isn't affected by it because Ellen is flying.
Right.
But the creature is
So
and is caught up in it. So its movement speed is reduced to like 7 feet.
so I just try to slow all those ones down,
Okay, cool.
and I'm still trying to like, kind of trying to figure out the situation with this demon.
Okay,
Trying to
cool.
get them to stop taking collateral.
All right. Sissel, what do you want to do? You just saw all of this plant growth spring up around this demon right in front of you.
Alright. It looks like Ellen's got that far one taken care of, so. I am going to. Again. I guess I will. I'm just gonna lob another. Burgers. I'm just gonna lob another chromatic orb at it, 3rd level.
As it's see if it sees you doing it.
I'm gonna subtle spell this, by the way. I'm
Okay.
just gonna kind of like, just sort of
So
rock
it just
back and
passed.
forth on the.
All right, you make an attack roll.
Yep.
I won't even roll for perception because I can't tell.
Nope.
That hits. Woo! That's a lot of damage. There's another.
After
Uh,
Goff said, don't focus on killing so much. So his immediate reaction is to launch another
What else can I
deadly magic
do?
orb.
I mean, maybe there's one thing, but I don't know.
Okay, so another of your acid balls strikes this creature in its center of mass, burning. It seems to burn through its thick, lizard-like hide, but then you don't actually see any actual damage register. It sizzles for a little bit and then just disappears.
Okay. This is gonna.
It's still got this fellow over its shoulder.
So this is just gonna fret on the rooftop for a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That brings us to the lesser demons. This one tries to back up away from you. Gets about that far. This one is going to try to get away this way, away from Ellen. But first, it's going to take 2 strikes at you, Ellen, to just sort of like warn you off. That is going to be a 19 to hit and a 25 to hit.
19. I think it's. Yeah.
Okay, so both of those hit you. So the first attack is 6 points of slashing damage, an additional 10 points of radiant. The second attack is 5 points of slashing damage and 13 points of radiant.
I'm gonna cut the second one in half as my reaction.
Okay.
So
and
that's. So half of.
So the first attack was a total of 16
16
points, and the second one was a total of 8.
So the second one would be cut to 9.
Yes. So you would
There we
take a total of 25 points. Yeah, between the
Okay.
two attacks. And then it's going to move in this direction, and just that's as far as it gets because of all the plant growth. This one up here is going to continue trying to get away. It's going to get that far, and it's going to look over up at Sissel and launch two neck spines at you, Sissel.
Rude.
An 11 and a 19 to hit.
11 does not hit. 19. Is Wraith's Dwelling
You
defense
should
on
have
or
the
no?
+2 defense.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It also doesn't hit.
Okay, so the first one misses you by a mile, and the second one seems to ping off this radiant shield of energy that seems to have shimmered around you for.
Sissel just kind of like throws her arms out like, what the fuck, man?
Yep, and then we get to Hiraeth.
Okay. We got any consensus on killing these things or not? They're angels, though. I guess not.
Goff suggested that we try to just get the people away from them, but don't worry about killing them.
What's all the drawing around here again?
That's plant
That's
growth.
plant growth.
Right, so it's like slowed down a lot or something.
Yeah,
It has a lot of rough, difficult terrain
it
around it.
basically has 1/4 movement speed right now while in that.
Maito, can I rely on you for this one? Point at.
Point at what?
the
I
one
didn't
right
see.
in front of
The
you.
one right in front of
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try dispel magic again because I want to see what happens.
you. Okay, give me a roll.
Roll higher than a fucking 2 this time. Well, 13.
Still not enough.
Roll a... This is like that new die I bought and it fucking sucks. Oh my. Okay, I'm done. I'll play
Okay.
defense on again.
All right. So that now, I think that hits a few extra people now, right? That hits Goff, Mito, Sissel, it.
That's no way it's gonna reach Ellen.
Yeah, it's not going to reach you. Top of the round, Verna, you're rushing up one of the nearby village alleyways. You have lost sight of the key. If you want to try to continue looking for it, give me another perception check. This time with disadvantage because you've basically lost total sight of it. And it's a very busy, crowded alleyway. Or not alleyway, it's like a dirt path in the village.
Verna's bogus journey.
One of them, yeah. No, I'm rolling for a few civilians. Just to, no, I'm getting awful roll. Now, they all kind of look at you and say, "Oh, I felt something fly by, but I don't see anything." Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry.
Bless you.
I mean, this thing's going super fast. It's going like 120 feet around. So, give me a perception check. Whoa.
Oh no!
What the
Wow.
fuck?
Oh no!
Yeah, unfortunately, I'd say at this point,
Fucking snake
any
eyes.
hope you have of finding this key is that kind of defeat. That kind of ends it.
Snake.
It is gone. You're not gonna find it.
What the
Well,
fuck?
Damn.
Brings us to Ellen. Unless there's anything else you wish to do, Patrick, but at this point, you still have your action. Okay. Movement.
Okay. So, Ellen is going to just zip over to the other side and just say, "Why do you need the people?"
What?
What? You kind of cut off.
Why do you need the people?
Collateral. And it starts like shirking, like backing away from you.
Do I have time to respond to that, or is that?
No, that's it. We're not gonna.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. Yeah, she's just gonna say, "They say they need the people for collateral. They want to go." She says that in theory, I guess, and that's her turn.
Okay. Not gonna do anything else. You still have action, bonus action.
No, she's just gonna like hold up her bow and then show herself putting it away into the quiver.
Okay. That brings us to Mido.
Okay.
You have this one civilian that you're protecting. You have this demon that is.
Oh, also Falcon is running first.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But Verna at this point is like a good 3 rounds away.
Yeah.
Even with the carpet.
Oh no.
Well, 2 rounds away if she hops on the carpet.
So, yeah, he's still trying to get her, right? Or get him.
You don't know. It's things are happening so fast. Like you just like 6 seconds ago pulled the civilian away from it.
Right.
And it hasn't
That
had
one
a
is
chance
still
to go
in
yet.
there, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll just grab the civilian and try to run towards Eggleg.
Okay. With the civilian in tow, I'd say you're moving at half speed. So
With the wings?
I mean, you're not going to be really flying unless you're going to be dragging this person along the ground.
Oh, I was gonna hold him in my arms.
Okay, you want to like princess carry him? Then
Yeah.
yeah, certainly. Well, it's still going to be half speed because like you're holding someone and it's slowing you down. But you can use your action and dash. You can still go 50 feet
Okay. Total?
total, so you can fly in a straight line and you can. Get
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take them over to
there. Okay.
Egg Crag.
Egg.
Bridge.
Okay. Oops, sorry. All right. That your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Goff.
Um. What spell? Um. I'm gonna turn back to the villager. Are they like awake?
Yeah.
Are they just like sitting on the ground? Like what are they doing?
They're like cowering behind.
I'm just gonna turn back to them briefly and just say, "Go, Eggleg's right. Go, Eggleg's right over there." And I'm just gonna kind of gently
Nods to
gesture,
fearfully, and
just tell him to go over there, so that he's like over there.
he
So
plans to
he's
run.
not.
And I'm gonna raise my voice up. I don't know if thaumaturgy in action.
Yes.
I won't use thaumaturgy then. I like to use thaumaturgy, but I can't because it's an action. I don't want to do that. I'll raise my voice loud enough so that the remaining demons can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I will continue to play along with the situation.
Okay.
I'll say, call off your kidnapping. This is not the path you will take. I'm giving you a chance. And I'll say that loud enough to try and make all of them hear it.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with your bonus.
bonus 19.
19. Very good roll.
And then I got a 19.
The one immediately in front of you seems to cower even further, and is shrinking back a little bit, trying to make its way out of the foliage. The one that you can immediately see that's also caught up in here, he seems to like look around desperately and clutch the villager to its chest, almost like in an embrace,
Like a teddy bear.
like a gentle embrace.
As I'm saying that, I'm also gonna move. Is this villager over here? Is
Yeah,
he, like,
he's gonna move on his turn. Don't worry. We'll
Okay.
say like it's part of your turn. Actually, he moves over there. I'm
gonna move-
60 feet.
I'm gonna move
Well, yeah, until you
to
get into there.
here, and I'm going to. Do I see this one like not
Yeah.
giving in right away?
No, he's not giving in right away. Yeah.
I'm gonna. I don't want to use too many spells 'cause I don't know what else other trials are awaiting, but like, I also have seen this thing probably pelting Sissel this whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Grasping Vine
Okay.
and try and pull this thing towards me.
The thing or the civilian in its arms?
I mean, if I can do the civilian, but I don't. Is the civilian gonna try and resist it? Because that's the thing.
No.
Like
It
so
won't.
then, what would that mean? Would that be a
Um,
contest of the vine versus the thing's strength? Because I don't know how that would
Yeah,
work.
I would probably have, if you want to target the civilian, I'd still probably have the demon roll the throw to see if it can like duck out of the way, like because it's a dex save, so it could try to like maneuver to try to keep your grasping vines from lassoing the human, but otherwise.
But
like,
if it
if
fails,
it
then I would hit
fails,
the
you
human.
can grab the human. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do that. So I'll just plan it like we're here or whatever, and
Okay. What's the DC?
I think it's just 18.
18. Rolled a 17.
Oh my god, again.
Yeah.
All right, so I roll to try and pull the human free of its grasp.
So
And
you
put it in
lasso the human.
it
and-
pulls it pulls the target 20 feet towards the vine. I don't know. I put it like here
Okay.
or
so
here or something.
basically
So
gets that far.
I don't know if I
so-
can like have it move it any further, but that's how the spell
Let's
works.
see. 5, 10, 15, 20. So actually would pull it to here.
So I guess I still have movement, so I can kind of move up and like
Yes.
stay
You
next
still
to
have
it
a
for
hasted
second.
action as well.
What are hasted? I have like dodge.
You
and
can
hide
dash,
and
disengage,
shit.
hide, dodge, make a weapon attack.
I guess I'll just dodge. That's the thing where I basically go like into defensive.
Yeah,
mode.
it means that they have disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah, I'll do that,
How
and I'll just look at this thing.
Okay, cool. Sissel, what do you want to do?
Alright. See, go off to do the grasping vine thing, and gives me a little bit of an idea. This might not work at all, but where's this spell? Here we are. Okay. Okay. I'm going to flutter over to this roof,
Okay.
and I'm gonna reach out towards this civilian, and I'm going to use levitate.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and lift him up into the air.
The demon is still holding on to him,
Oh.
so he's levitating now, but the demon's
Is
still
the
grasping.
demon also levitating then?
No. The
Damn
demon
it.
is kind of like holding on to his foot like it's a balloon.
Did my best.
wouldn't Wait, so doesn't levitate give the user control? Couldn't this pull
Yes,
the
but
human
they'd have
away?
to break free still. They're still being.
Oh.
I mean, levitate's not like telekinesis. Telekinesis is a lot more
Oh.
forceful.
Oh, I can only do so much with my tiny noodle arms. Please understand.
Okay.
Yeah, same with Ellen.
Brings us to the lesser demons. This one's continuing to finally. I think that's as far as it gets, and this one also gets that far. This one is off the screen. This one is going to try to make 2 strikes at Ellen to try to get through her. That's a 23 to hit and a 25 to hit.
They hit.
First attack is 7 points of slashing and 22 points of radiant.
Okay.
The second attack is 6 points of slashing and 23 points.
I'm gonna have the first
second.
one. So.
Okay, they're
So that's-
functionally the same amount of damage.
Yeah, and then 29.
So the first one was 29 points
They're
of damage.
both 29.
Yeah, so
So
it's going to be
15 and 29.
15 plus 29 is 44 points of damage total.
Mhm.
And it's going to try to push through you, but that's basically as far as it gets, and it's still holding the human who is now like kind of floating in the air. It's holding onto its leg, basically. That's all they're going to do. Here, Eighth.
So the only one that has like a person still is this one down here.
Yep.
I wouldn't really have any way of knowing that.
You can kind of see it. Like it's
Okay.
big enough that it is it's visible over the rooftop. So you can see this large creature looming over the rooftop, and you actually now see this floating villager who is hovering in the air, being held still by its ankle. What are you doing?
Look at my spells.
You ever open a fruit gummy pack and there's just like all of one color, nothing else?
You want food
Food
gummy?
gummy.
I want food gummy.
I love how we all share one brain
God
cell.
damn it. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to cast Dispel Magic again and see if I can roll above a fucking 8.
Okay. Same one.
On the one, no, the one that has the person down. If I can see
Okay.
it.
All right.
Is that in range or is this good?
Isn't it a 60-foot range spell? So it's just out of range.
I can move more.
Yeah, you can move a little bit.
Oh, Dispel Magic is 120.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's counterspell. It's 60 feet.
Yeah.
All right. So, how much?
18.
Ooh. Okay. So you can't quite see this because as your dispel magic hits it, its form does change. It actually shrinks a little bit. So you're no longer get within range. But Ellen, you can clearly see that this large, like, demon that looks like this weird kind of slobbering reptile shrinks down and then changes form into a more humanoid visage that looks like well, it has the body of a human, but its head looks to be that of a lion, and it has these large angelic wings. As it shrinks in size, it actually loses its grasp on the human, who starts floating up and away.
Yeah.
I think it only levitates like 30 feet.
Like 20 feet. Up to 20 feet.
20 feet, yeah. It's floating away a little bit though, so it's out of its grasp.
Ah, we're flying away.
Those
They're
helium
helium
balloons.
balloons.
So I'd say at the top of the round, Verna, I'd say that you've actually you're
to the lesser demon.
probably a little closer at this point, but like you probably finally get onto the map right there. You see this lesser demon running away past you as you get within range.
Towards the town.
Running into the woods, basically, of the field,
Okay.
around the fields, surrounding field. Like, you have no idea or context of to what's going on
I mean,
right now. Like,
has
you've heard
anyone
a few
ca-
things. You've heard a few
Yeah.
things over your earpiece. Okay. Give me an attack roll.
But Verna just runs in late and just clotheslines this one.
Yeah, you
Jesus.
basically clothesline this demon and trip him up, and he eats shit and just dives right into the dirt.
Yeah, trip attack. That's what I was thinking you were gonna do.
Yep. I'm not even have you roll for it. He just eats shit immediately and falls right into the dirt. Ellen, what do you want to do?
Ellen is going to look at him and just
He
Go
kind of
home.
looks back at you and just like shrugs. He's like, "Ah, you
Wait,
got me."
no. I'm
She's
still
gonna
trying to
say-
figure out. That's the point was to discover these disguises, sort of play along with their scenario. I'm still trying to figure that out. But
At this point, you've rescued all the civilians.
yeah, okay.
She's gonna nod and say, "Well, it was fun," and she's gonna fly up and like grab this civilian and like
Okay.
just start like towing him along like a balloon towards.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right. So at this point, you hear as sort of like stillness settles over this battleground. You hear just like as Eglig, kind of with this big grin on his face, makes his way into the.
I do want to point out that at some point, very briefly into whatever interactions are about to happen, Goff's gonna walk up into a stun, and then the big demon's gonna pop back into existence.
As the big demon pops back into existence, his form shrinks, and in fact, at this point, all of the demons, their forms fade away, and you see
Quote
very
unquote demon.
you see similarly to the one that Ellen saw, these creatures that have humanoid bodies, but heads of various animals. You see the one that Ellen saw that had a lion head. There's one that looks like a panther, one that looks like a wolf.
Nice.
I knew that was going to happen.
Alex.
I have a brand.
There's one that looks like a hawk.
Renhawk.
Yeah, red hawk. And I forgot what the last one was. I think it was like a mountain lion or something. But they all have like these big, feathery, angelic wings that are wrapped around them. And Eglig approaches you, Goff, and just sort of this big grin on his face, and kind of folds his arms a little bit.
He says, "Well, you saw through the ruse a little bit, but in the end, I'd say you passed the test."
I assumed that the trial was not discovering that everyone here was not the greatest of actors.
Oh, the Angelics try their best, but they're not exactly performers.
It's alright.
Regardless, I assumed that there was something more to it.
Yeah, and you actually see now that the civilians that you've rescued all have like these big grins on their faces too. Like they were all in on it.
Of course.
What
yeah,
about the
I
one
know.
a princess carried? What's he looking like?
He's
What-
blushing.
Ah, yeah.
He's this little halfling, and he's just.
Oh gee.
Cecil flutters to the ground. Hey, for a performance, that really hurt,
The one that struck you, which is the one who was the greater demon that hurt you a lot. It was the one that he actually looks like a wolf.
Yes.
He kind of he approaches you and he says, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that." And he places a hand on your shoulder and he's gonna cast Healing Touch.
Oh.
You regain. He actually has multiple uses of this, so he's gonna use 2 on you. So you heal for those 2 that he casts on you, you regain 56 hit points.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Celestials, man.
They heal me.
You don't have more than...
I know.
It's
I wasn't sure.
Um,
There we go.
The one that hurt you, Ellen, this one, who's actually the lion, he also has a couple healing touches he's gonna use on you. You heal for 43 hit points.
Nice.
Actually, you know what? I mean, enough of them have enough kind of like take turns like healing all of you up to full. So there you go.
So I'm not that hurt, but I'll top it up.
So Eglig walks up to you, Goff, and he places a hand on your shoulder and he says,
Well done. The trial was never about the key.
I had a
And you
few.
correctly guessed it.
No.
No, the trial was to see whether you would persist in your course or if you would lend your aid to those who were in trouble.
Mido pretends she's
I
shocked.
just love how despite like insistence of the otherwise and everybody else changing direction, Bruno's like, no, I got this key. I'm gonna chase this key. She was like, I gotta go after the key. I thought that was really good.
That was so funny.
it
But
was
he
true to
said
form.
It was
It really was.
Yeah, it was an order from a
It was an order. She has to follow it.
yeah. Oh well, regardless, this even if keys were the test, we would find another one.
Oh, I'm pleased to see the decisions that you've made. The way forward is open to you. You have passed my trial.
You see at this point, Sissel out of your back pocket, the orange key kind of like flutters away from you. You see the green and yellow keys also kind of converging back into Eglig's hand, and they reform back into a single key, which he throws up in the air, and in it kind of does a minor explosion. It's a glitter and stardust. And then you hear this whooshing, rushing sound, and as you look toward the east, toward the edge of the lake, you see carving out of it the countryside, the winding path of the Oceanus, moving forward once more.
Sploosh.
Sploosh.
Kaboom!
At this point, you see Karia rushing into the farmlands on Tackle's back.
She was scared of Tackle, wasn't she?
You made
Yeah, a little bit.
friends.
But they made
Character
friends.
development.
So she rushes. She's like, I came in as fast as I come. Is everyone all right? I heard screaming.
We
It wasn't us.
It is taken care of.
We did
it
it.
seems the first part of the trial is over.
No one is hurt. Everything is fine.
Oh, that's a relief. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
That's
I'm glad you succeeded.
You are fine. Do not put yourself into positions you cannot handle.
I want to walk up to Koria, and I
Mhm.
want to put a hand on her head.
I mean, she's bigger than you, but okay.
Also, she's on top of a giant cat.
I still want to do it. I can reach up.
That's right. You're flying, so
Oh,
you kind of
yeah.
fly up and just put a hand on her head. Okay. Okay.
I do the thing with Minfilia.
Okay.
That's it.
She's like, thanks. Thank you. I think.
Man, it was trying to be a sincere moment.
Goff just
And,
watched
like,
Spider
you
2.
guys-
He's like,
You had to goof on me.
Goff will just say, "Thank you" is the right response. Yes.
And look at that, you made friends.
Oh, I think he just was getting restless.
Yeah, you're a good boy, Huntackle. And I just pet his big face.
He's got a big old face.
Yeah, he's got a big old cat face.
He gives you
Eyes
a big
big as
ol'
dinner
lick.
plates.
He gives you a big old lick.
Blah. Sandpaper.
Oh, can you imagine the tongue of a displacer beast?
The texture of a giant cat beast.
Oh,
Oh,
the
that's
tongue has
really
got to be as
nice.
big as your face. It just rips your entire cheek off.
That's
Oh, she got scales.
That's true.
Yeah. She's got a tough. She's also has a tough face. It's fine.
All right.
I don't get this unarmored bonus for nothing.
So Eglig, beaming, looks toward all of you and then toward Goff, and he says,
Stay and rest if you wish. Domain is open to you. Afterwards, you are free to continue on your deeper into Eldath's domain.
You did use a lot of your juju.
We could stay, I think, to recuperate. Be sure we're ready for whatever's next. But that is up to everyone. Well,
Hello?
What?
do people want to like take a
I mean-
long rest before we go forward, or do we want to just go forward with what we got?
Ellen was
Yeah.
saying like it looks like you used up a lot of juices. We may want rest here first.
I mean, that wouldn't be opposed, but it's still kind of early, isn't it?
Is it?
you really don't have a sense of like night and daytime here. The realm has no sun or moon. It has no stars. The color of the sky ranges between a purple twilight and a like a noonday blue, depending on where in the realm you are. There's no like sense of time.
Well, I don't. We may not need to rest right away, but if we would feel better going in top shape, we can stay or move forward. We're not sure who's. I'll ask you, will there be spots to rest along the way beyond here?
There should be. You will be journeying through the domains of champ to afford you the same courtesy and respect as I have.
Okay. Well, I am not feeling too terrible. I suppose we can move forward at this moment and find some place to stop along the way if we need to.
I'm okay with that.
I'm assuming everybody's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We
Alright.
can keep going.
Alright. It has been an honor to do you proud, Eglig.
He places his hands on your shoulders. He has to kind of like reach up a little bit to do so.
Big.
But he places his hands on your shoulders and nods to you firmly, and he says,
The pleasure and the honor was mine. You will do great things. Now go. You have other challenges to meet.
I'll just kind of nod and place his hand on one of Eglig's shoulders in assurance. Well, Kari, if there's anything else you wish to ask the great Eglig Cragbreaker, now would be the time.
I have so many questions, but I don't think we have the time, and I have a lot to think about.
All right, well, I'm sure if we desire it so, it will not be impossible to come back here. I think it is something I could do for your sake.
Not at all. You know the way here at this point. You must merely cast I suspect you know a means of traversing the plains, and
Yes,
you know Woodhaven. You can come as freely as you like.
yes. So, Kari, whenever you wish to return, I'm sure Eglig wouldn't mind the company.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is really peaceful here. I could use some time on occasion, I guess.
All right. now we move forward. As much as I'd like to take my time in this wonderful plane, every minute is closer towards what lies months from now. I did not say that very elegantly. I was trying to.
Yeah, what you're saying. You're
Safe
saying
travels.
Mario's your favorite game.
Yeah, it's.
Safe travels, Goff of the...
Whoa. Stop me there.
For
Hello?
a second,
I'm here.
for
You
one
just- you
second.
wrote- Yeah, for literally like 1 second, you roboted and your voice slowed down, and it was really weird.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll show up on the recording.
Nice. He says,
Safe travels, Goff of the Still Waters. Make the Grove mother proud.
He'll just nod. I will. Thank you.
Okay.
And I guess I'll.
he with the
Oh,
celestial.
and as we start to walk away, they're like, "Oh, sorry about the." And he points at like all the vines and shit, like tangled up on all the houses.
Oh, that's nothing.
And kind of like waves his hand in a wave of radiance out.
Oh,
You see all of the vines receding and the tall grass receding, and
Champion's domain.
golf. Like, I haven't been able to make it go back. I'll have to figure
Well,
one out.
maybe in the afterlife, when you are great protector of the realm of Elite, you can.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
I think it's kind of strange that the power to make plants revert back to their natural state only comes with death, but I will ruminate on that later. And I'll just kind of smile and just then nod again and
he smiles and he kind of
take off.
clasps his hands behind his back and begins kind of ambling back toward the cathedral, in tow with all these various animal celestials that are following. You all make your way back toward your moored boat and head back onto it. Begin rowing toward the further trails of the River Oceanus. And as you kind of turn back toward Woodhaven, this quaint island in the middle of the lake, you do see at the very top of the island, at the hill overlooking the rest of the town near the cathedral, you do see Eglig's receding form as he is waving safe travels to you.
Goff will do raise his hand for a bit.
Soon you are out of sight as you continue on down the river, your boat rocking gently along the current as you're engulfed once more by the thick trees to either side of you. And the river winds its way through wood and rock until at last it breaks beyond the mountain. The sky shifts from this twilight purple to a bright midday blue. The colors in the trees around you gradually transition from the deep green to reds and oranges and browns and yellows, and leaves blanket the banks around you. And after about an hour of traveling in this way, the forest line breaks to an open meadow. And here, stretching far into the horizon, you see endless fields of wheat and corn dotted with fruit orchards. Small villages crop up along the bends of the river, modest clusters of wooden homes billowing lazy chimney smoke into the perpetually blue sky. And as you round the bend in the river, you spot to your right a series of tiered terraces bordered in white granite. Each of these terraces hosts a number of crops. You spot grapevines and pumpkin patches, potatoes and carrots. Interspersed with these terraces are also these gargantuan green beanstalks that rise high into the air and disappear into the distance above. Each of these beanstalks is overgrown with fruits and vegetables across their vertical surfaces. And on these terraces, hundreds of people work these fields, toiling contentedly in the cool breeze. As the boat rounds one final corner, you behold a towering gate blocking the river's path. This gate is constructed of interwoven trees and overlaid with a thick lattice of leaves and branches that prevents any means of progress. And before you reach this gate, you spot a small dock on the bank to your right with a number of folks fishing upon it. but the way forward on the River Oceanus is currently impeded by this towering gate.
Is there room in the dock for us to actually dock
Yeah,
the boat?
you can moor
without
the boat.
getting
Yeah.
in the way of the people.
Yeah, you can dock the boat along the side.
I guess as we
Let's see.
sail up to it, I'll just say, looks like this is our next stop. Do I?
We won't get any further.
What? Do I?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, sorry.
No, you can talk. I've been talking a
No.
lot. Okay.
That wasn't. It's fine.
I was just say, do I? I'm guessing probably no, but do I know anything of this location, or does the
Make a
information I
religion
have?
check.
Because I know I studied this plane extensively, so
Make
I
a
just don't know
religion
if there's any locations I know just from. Oh, that's a pretty good one. But my religion bonus is not that high because it's intelligence based. 23.
23. This is the Great Garden. This is
Oh.
the source of bountiful crops and all food that feeds the entire realm.
Holy moly.
Is there anything unique about the food? Or is it just real? Is it just? It's just.
The
it's
food
not, it's not-
here
it's not like
is
enchanted or.
the food here is somewhat enchanted. Eating it will bestow a divine radiance upon you.
Oh. I don't know if I'll tell that to anyone yet. Because I don't want. Because Goff's afraid that maybe someone will try to eat too much of the food. But as we sail up, Goff will tell everyone this is, I believe, the Great God and the largest source of food for the plane, or at least the surrounding area.
They need to eat?
As far as I know.
Aren't they
You would know that just
dead?
no, not all people who are on this plane are dead.
Oh, okay, okay.
People can live on Elysium and not be dead. Like there are some people who it is an afterlife for, but not everyone.
Okay, then I'll say, most do. Some like Egglig, it is their afterlife, and they have unique positions and special privileges or blessings. But for many, this is their life before death. This is the life yes, the normal life. So that keep fucking up my sentences saying stupid stuff.
So there are mortals here. I did not
Yes.
expect
It is
that.
not.
Well,
It is not. It is not only the afterlife for the chosen of the various god deities that inhabit this plane. It is.
I realize. Yeah. I realize now that speaking as a mortal on this plane, I probably should not be surprised that there are other mortals on this.
I believe that there are mortals on almost every plane, as far as I am aware. Though I suppose there are many planes I do not know much about.
I would be very scared for mortals in the abyss.
Well, by mortals I mean, if you speak of mortals in the abyss, I'm sure there are many terrifying creatures that are mortal. They are just terrible.
Oh, that's fair. I was thinking of,
Do I know the answer to Verna's question?
So some travel here. There's a number of ways you can get here. Obviously, like you can plane shift here. If you're a high enough level. Some people who get lost in the astral plane can find a planar gate that comes here. There are people who are born here. Like it's like any other plane of existence where people they live here, they raise families, they grow old, they die. But those who believe seriously in a god, and who honor that god in their life, regardless of where they are, can find a permanent afterlife here close to that god. So there are some that are like transcend life.
I will summarize all that and just say, well, there. Who's to say how the first mortals were ended up here? But I mean, planar travel, accidental or intended. through the astral plane, there are many ways to end up here. And as for the champions of the gods, they are granted a special position if they served their god well in their lives. And those that are mortal, whether they be their ancestors arrived here through planar travel or otherwise, there are many families, and they are just born as they would be on our plane.
Can you imagine being born here?
Can you imagine growing up
I'm
here?
guessing that the answer to that question is
This
she has a realm of power, but the plane encompasses more gods than just her, right?
Yeah, so Elysium encompasses many gods. Elysium is a big plane with multiple levels. You are on the second level, Eronia, and you are specifically within the area of Eronia that is Eldath's domain. That includes the True Grove, where you visited previously. That includes Woodhaven, where Eglig was. That includes the Great Garden and the Deep Grove, which you have not yet found.
Can I wait? Do I have? I don't think I have what I think I want to use here. No, I don't have that. Okay.
Legend lore.
Oh wait, no. Maybe if you'll let me do this, I don't know if you will. It's not mechanically gonna affect anything. It's just for fun.
Okay. What
Can
are
I
you?
use shape water to make intricate shapes? Like, can I basically like do kind of an
what does shape water
illusion but
do?
with water?
What is she?
You choose an area of water you can see within range and fits within a 5-foot cube. You manipulate it one of the following ways, and there's like a list of things. But like, can I manipulate it in a way that's just like to show imagery? Because I don't have an illusion
Sure, I'll give it
spell.
to you. That's kind of neat.
I just want to like, I want to.
Cantrip. I'm gonna let you do that. Like, it's not.
Yeah, right. It's not control water. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm gonna
It's
shape,
just-
I'm gonna shape a whole fucking movie.
It's just a cantrip. You can.
So I'll Goff will kind of take his like hold his hand out over the water and cast shape water, and he'll pull up some water out of the river and hold it in front of him, kind of glowing with like the Eldath light energy, and I will shape it kind of into the shape that I roughly understand the representation of Elysium, kind of the layers, and I will gesture and say, like, I will basically kind of explain what you were saying, like, the plane is quite large, there's many layers, and I will gesture to like the snaking river that kind of connects all of them.
So
Say, this is the river we've been traveling on, Oceanus, and here, I'll point to like the second layer, we are on Aronia, this is the plane on which Eldas resides. She shares this plane with other deities, but where we are now, this location, the great god and the Woodhaven, those are under her domain. So in this specific location, yes, the Eldath is fully in controls this area of Aronia. But if we were to travel far in other directions, we would likely end up in other gods' domains where Eldath has less influence, if any at all. And as for the relationships between them, I'm sure in a plane like this, most of them are amicable or at least neutral. But
I would thought so.
River
I'm not
Oceanus, to clarify, not only spans Elysium, but it also spans the other upper planes, which includes the Beastlands and Arborea.
Oh, then I'll mention that too.
Yeah. So very big. It ends. It kind of deposits itself at the fourth layer of Elysium. Like it kind of deposits out onto this great sea, which is the fourth layer.
So, as long as we are within this area, we are under Eldath's protection in her realm. I believe all of the locations we will be traveling along will be under her guidance.
Well, that's good to know.
And yes, it should mean that we should not be in any true danger, assuming that there are no other forces working against her that have somehow found their way in.
Kind of. Well, I mean, I guess so.
Would be wonderful, and this is Coria speaking, she says, it would be wonderful to travel this river and see all the planes one day.
I agree. During some of our time in Arcadia, took advantage of the Academy's library to learn of this. This is how I know what I do about Elysium and some of the planes, and I have put some time into other planes as well, but there are many, many more, and many controlling powers within them that I still know very little about. I think a journey like that would be quite fascinating.
Can I vote that we skip the abyss?
Well,
The abyss is
thing
not
about that,
the abyss is not along the river Oceanus, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, good.
We will not be going there for a hot minute.
We don't have to go to the abyss for a vacation, but we do if we don't want a few of our souls to be eternally in control of.
Oh, yes, you do have that.
Yes, unfortunately.
You don't have to go if you don't want to.
I will go with you into the abyss. You are not going in there
This is
without
not a conversation we should be having right now, I don't think.
Yeah, why are you going to the abyss?
reasons.
It's a long story. I will give you some important points so that you are not completely at loss. During a conflict with an unfortunate individual from Arcadia, it got quite messy. Our friend Roscoe fell into a portal to the astral plane, and I went in after him, as he would not leave me behind if it was his decision to make. Maito, despite my objections, followed me, and the three of us were trapped there while the others were dealing with things on the material plane. And through a number of mishaps and actions, we found our way back to the material plane, but at a cost. And that cost is that we must help another entity with a problem in the abyss. I am aware it is very stupid, and I was very stupid to do it, but I needed to get back as quickly as possible.
Wait, tell him about the waiting room.
the waiting
Why
room.
would I tell her about that? It was
I
terrible.
thought it was important. Yeah.
It was important. What?
She's like gawking at you this whole time, and then like she gets like a little grin on her face. She's like, "So you're not you're an expert at traveling the planes, then?"
No, I would
That
not
was
say
an
expert.
accidental trip.
That was it was an accident that resulted in a rescue mission. We have been to the astral plane.
Oh, so you're professionals.
Please don't. That's not.
Yes,
Not all
I
of us
am.
did
No.
that journey.
Yes, I am. Yes.
That is not correct.
I am.
He
It's
barely
true.
survived.
It's okay. It's okay. And she kind of like squeezes your hand a little bit. I'm just joking.
Yeah, come on.
Don't
Goth.
go into the astral plane, please. It was a mistake.
Okay.
Didn't you come
alright.
out with like 3 elves?
I'm a little
Oh
jealous.
yes. Well, assuming that they fare well, we will likely be seeing them again. As apparently the pact we made is requiring input from all parties involved. We did make some friends or allies while there that we may see again. Anyway,
this
this
is
is
a
talk for a much
lovely
more distant time, and
Yeah. As you're all
will not.
you're all standing around talking, you're kind of like getting these gawking looks from like a bunch of halflings that are just on the docks fishing.
By this point, we're at the dock. Yeah.
We're the one messy family who's like carrying out dirty laundry in the supermarket.
God.
Talking about
Yes.
demons at a local bar, out loud.
Like you did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should probably stop talking about this.
Eh,
It is a concern we'll deal with later when we are perhaps a little better prepared to face such a
Let's
terrible
go
fate.
find
Scares
this
back. What's the
place
matter?
is
Never
checked.
seen an adventuring party before?
Not one that's been scaring away the fish.
Oh,
my
sorry.
apologies.
Good job, guys.
I will tie up the boat and I guess there's nothing I can really do to like try and calm the fish down, but it's not really important.
Do a lure and a jig, just like Strong said.
Speak with animals.
I could do that.
Fish!
Oh my
Come on,
God.
get in the boat. Fish. Come on, get
Can
in
you
the boat.
imagine
Fish,
using
fish.
speak with animals and be like, "Hey, fish." Come here.
Hey,
Oh, fish!
I'm swimming here.
Oh my
I had to do
God.
my Homestar Runner reference because I'm sorry.
Nice.
Do fish count as beasts?
Yeah.
What a weird beast! Beast as a category is so weird when you start really getting into it. Because it includes a lot of animals you would never call a beast in real life.
Yeah. I'm just gonna eat this.
I
beef.
just wanted to like bring the fish back for these people so that they wouldn't be upset anymore. But it's not a big deal. I don't need to spend a spell slot on this situation. They'll be fine. I will just apologize, tie the boat up, and get off and stop talking about the abyss in front of all these people and release it.
Okay. So you're making your way up from the dock. You're on this this pathway that's made of these red brick steps that leads up the hill with these tiered terraces on either side of you, where people are working the fields.
Does there appear to be an important building like that cathedral was in Woodhaven, or is there like a building like a high or a big building?
There is this white marble building, circular building in the center of the gardens. It's kind of big. There are large blue stained glass windows on it that depict flowing waterfalls, Eldath's symbol.
Is there a worker nearby I could get the attention of?
Yeah, you can grab one of the halflings. It's, you're still close to the dock, so that's probably your best bet. There's like one of the halflings who's like fishing.
I will turn to one of them and say, "Excuse me. Is there
a stranger?
Is there in the garden? Is there someone who others are two for guys, or a protector of some kind that is prominent in this place?"
You're talking about Miss Erin. Yeah, you should be able to find her up in the fields.
Miss Erin, you said.
You can't miss her. Just she's probably around the pumpkin patches, around the middle of the terraces.
What is general physical features?
She's pretty tall. Kind of bluish skin.
Okay.
Like I said, can't miss her.
All right. My thanks. And I will just kind of gesture towards where that guy was telling me to go. I think this way. And start going towards the pumpkin patch.
Okay. You travel up this brick stairway toward the mid-level terraces, and you pass by many people who are planting or harvesting crops in the abundant soil, many of them stopping in their toils to greet you with a smile or a wave. As you approach the mid-tiers and you notice a pumpkin patch, you approach it and you behold a number of farmers pumpkins and loading them into wagons. One such individual catches your attention as she effortlessly hoists a pair of overgrown pumpkins over her head. You see a woman over 6 feet tall with greenish blue skin. She is tall, imposing, and her tattoo-laden arms, tattoos similar to yours, Goff's, her arms are rippling with muscle. Her turquoise hair is in this ponytail that reaches down to her waist, and her ears are curiously tapered with a series of pointy protrusions that almost remind you of fish fins.
Is she one of the...
She wears this rust-red armor that is adorned with seashells and starfish, and she bears this deadly-looking trident across her back that is wrapped in seaweed. And she deposits the pumpkins in a nearby wagon and turns back to the remaining patch, motioning authoritatively to some of her companions who begin harvesting more pumpkins. And then, noticing the new arrivals, she turns toward all of you with these cool violet eyes.
She a Triton? I was trying to remember the name of it.
Triton, yeah. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, okay.
We'll pick up with that conversation next week.
Cool lady.
Cool
I
lady.
just think
We solved the key puzzle.
Oh, my key and
I had a feel. I was pretty quickly. It was like, I think this is all staged. That trial.
Yeah.
like it's deliberate. It's like testing my ability to make a choice when it's about what's more important. I was like, I got this. I know what I'm supposed to do. but then when you were like, I get that insight check, you were like, this guy's really bad at acting. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to like pull away the wool. I think I'm supposed to like go along with it. So I just let it go. I don't think I would have really necessarily passed the test if I was just like, hey, you guys are just pretending. I don't think that would have really worked.
Yeah. No, you did the right thing. You got the civilians away and rescued them from harm. That was the point. To not go after the key.
I was kind of expecting that there would be like an actual conversation, like after even after we got the civilians away, there would be like a post conversation where they'd be like, "Here's our reason," and like "Here's how I'm going to help you," even though.
So there were a lot of different win conditions for that combat. One was to actually defeat them, in which case, I mean, they're Celestials. They wouldn't have died. They would have just like reverted back.
But that probably wouldn't have been as high a score on this trial.
Yeah, one of them was to rescue the civilians away from them, and another one was to try to negotiate with them and talk.
Oh, I guess I was kind of going toward that direction before we got all the civilians away.
Yeah.
That was cool though.
Yeah.
Thank you for game.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
recording.